What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dragon's Lair. You've got Sam and Chris here, and welcome to the channel. Caleb from the VoltEDC channel. How are you, Caleb? Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's awesome to have you on. So let's go see who is in chat real quick, and then we'll get started tonight. So. There's quite a few people in here already. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. We've got Henry G up in here. How's it going, Henry? Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. William Hornbostel in here. How are you, my friend? Ramsey Silent, the mod extraordinaire, doing what he does best. Really appreciate you week in and week out doing what you do, my friend. You're the best. Ground Fog's in here. How's it going, Ground Fog? Good to see you. Marco's in here. Welcome in. Deadhead, good to see you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. Volt, that's you. You were lurking in there, buddy. Sergeant Maximus, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Mr. Mouse is lurking while he's driving, so drive safe, man. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Crispy Blacksmith coming in. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. Mo Patty EDC. Trish, good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. Daddy Worry at Wyvern, that's my father. What's up, Dad? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Dragoon is in here. Evening, sir. Good to see you. Let's see here. Fred the Lug. What is up, Fred? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Old School Rocker. What's up, Mama Loot? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. Awesome to see you as always. James Hoyt. Evening. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. Let's see. We're almost down to the bottom. So Silver Trails Outdoors. Good to see you. Good evening. Appreciate you coming in. Sister Stables. Kathy. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. Appreciate you. So we've got everybody here for now. We'll loop back around in a little while and say hello to everyone that comes in afterwards. Holy crap. This is an early one. Mr. Mouse, love this community. We love you, Mr. Mouse. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You're the best, brother. Greg and Roar for you.
Our Dragon War's not coming through.
Came through for me.
Did you hear it, Caleb?
I heard it.
Okay.
That would be a you problem, Chris.
We needed an audio issue. There it is.
There. I told you there wouldn't be a week on a live without Chris having some technical difficulties.
I think I should just go get my hearing checked.
Mr. Mouse, thanks so much for the $10 super chat, man. You're the best. Really appreciate that very, very much. So I hope everybody is doing well tonight and appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. So for those of you that are not familiar with Caleb's channel, VoltEDC, he is a pretty new young channel in the EDC community. And he does some really good stuff and does some great reviews and good videos and stuff like that. So I highly recommend that you head over there and subscribe to VoltEDC's channel. Check him out, help him grow, because he is doing really good stuff over there. And you wanna get on early and see how he grows, because I think he's going to do really, really well. So, Caleb, I guess the first question that I would have for you to start off with is just why knives, man? Like, what kind of got you? What got you into it, man?
Just playing with knives, like with my dad and stuff, like whittling, and learn how to. He taught me to sharpen when I was younger, but now I kind of forgot, and I need to get back into learning. And I asked Chris for tips, and it's just like. It started young, and then I got like all the fake like 440C, like little carnival type, gas station knives, and then eventually I moved up to the real stuff. And ever since then, it's like night and day difference between the two. Action wise, seals,
for sure,
like,
man.
everything.
For sure. What do you have a gateway knife? Uh-oh. What happened to him?
What?
Oh, there we go. You came back. You're like your feed spun for a second there. I was wondering if we lost you.
Not on my side. I was the good one this time.
Did you have a gateway knife, like something that like got you hooked into the higher end stuff? Was there one that like, it was your first one that was like, oh my gosh, and it just kind of really sucked you into this wormhole of endless money?
I would say yes. I've been a big fan of Herman for a while, and I actually just got one.
Ooh.
That's
all right.
nice.
Well, show and tell, bro. Show and tell. Hold on, I'm blowing you up here.
This is the
Herman. We got to see. That's a
this is
pretty
the Herman Slim Eternal Gardens.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
very, very nice.
It's got a kind of like almost near mirror stonewash polish, very shiny stonewash polish. And
very, very
the action
nice.
on it is absolute amazing. So it's
awesome, man.
Like one of my grails, and you'll be seeing a video on that. I almost actually cried in the actual unboxing of it and everything because it was unbelievable.
That's so cool.
Yeah, man. I definitely understand like that. When you really want one, you finally get your hands on that thing, man. It's like, yeah, there is a feeling that comes over you for sure. I definitely understand that. Fred, next package coming in from Help with Gadgets. Yeah, Tommy reached out to me yesterday. He gave me tracking on the package and everything. So appreciate you, buddy. And as soon as I am done recording on the thermal tactical stuff, I will get those out to TC. So
yeah, Fred, I got to play with those thermal tacticals. Those I actually like those better than the Pokilos. Just personally, they're not near as refined, but they just feel like there's like a certain confidence. I feel like I can just go chop down a tree with one of those things.
Yeah, they have some fantastic action, but you can feel like an overbuiltness about them.
Yeah.
The liners are stainless steel, but they're like
it's Sam's side.
He's kind of frozen.
What's happening?
I've been redeemed.
I have a feeling that it's StreamYard. I don't think it's anybody's. I mean,
my router's right here, like right beside me, and
mine's right behind me over here, and I actually have a network monitoring platform that I can look at and see, so I know it's not me as well, because I'm a network engineer, so I'm a freaking nerd like that. So you could try and blame me. I can disprove you both. Haha. Projectiles are sharp. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
Tristan.
Thanks for coming in. How's it going, Tristan?
So the Hermit is one of mine as well. And I've been so close to pulling the trigger a few times, but then I've decided I'm not going to buy a Herman. I'm going to wait to get my hands on one of the ones that I want. And the one that's at the top of my list right now is a Dragonfly. So
that is actually a really nice model. I think it's bigger than the Slim too. So I think you probably like
it. It is. It might be his largest model. I'm just a fan of bigger knives typically. And so I figured I'd start there, but I almost bought a Sting, about 6 months ago. And I was like, it was at a good price. It was a good deal. I could get my hands on it. And I was like, I want one so bad, but I don't want to compromise. And not that a Herman Sting is a compromise by any means, but it was like, no. I really want the bigger one to start with, and then I can explore the lineup from there.
No, but when you're spending that kind of money, you want to spend the money on what you want, right? I mean, at that point, what's another $100? What's, you say that, but it's it is kind of the truth, if you will. So, Kelly's Mishmash, what's up? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Dragoon says he prefers thermal tactical as well. They seem clean and feel like drop-friendly knife. They could probably take more abuse than a Poi Kilo. I would definitely agree with you on that one. You know, I think the one thing that I've noticed is a frequent, I don't want to call it an issue because it's not really the end of the world because they're so wide, but they don't cut back anything for lock bar access on any one of their knives. So every one of them is smashing your finger in there to disengage a liner. And it's wide enough where it's really not an issue. But if they just gave you a millimeter on the show side,
yeah,
if they just trimmed back a millimeter on the show side, it would be, you know, it would be spectacular. So
is your Herman what you're flipping right now?
Yeah.
The distinctive sound of it isn't coming through the audio well enough. But I was just like, that's the thing. They have such a distinctive sound.
Yeah, they all have. The sad part is, like, when I recorded it, I had the mic audio cancellation a little bit too high, so the sound isn't as great. But I mean, my audio is like super clear and everything. You can still hear it in the background somewhat, and it'll be all right. I mean, I'll edit it a bit as much as I can.
Yeah,
but
you know, Herman really wasn't a grail of mine necessarily, and the reason why is because I'm not a single deployment person. Like, out of all the deployment methods, a rear flipper is my least favorite, and to give me that as the only deployment method is like, I don't know. That's just, it's typically not appealing. But, and this is where I'm going to caveat this, it has changed, and I have adapted to like that knife. And the reason why is because Jared Neve has handed me one twice now in 2 different blade shows, 2 different versions of a Herman, and both times I melted on it. And so I definitely know that it's like, okay, I think I need to have one. Is it in like my top 5? No. Is it in my top 10? Yeah. Yeah, but it's outside the top 5. I think it's probably like in that 7-8 range for sure. Yo, knife nerds, want to know why knives? What's up, nerd? How are you?
What's up, Mike?
Welcome in. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us, dude.
Yeah, and the opposite of you, Sam. My preferred method is the rear flipper, and so, you know, so for me, it's almost like a dream. Like, I will use the other deployment methods for sure because I just fidget around with them. But almost always, if I'm opening a knife to actually use it and it's got a rear flipper, that's my deployment almost every single time.
Yeah, I know you do like those. Try a Herman with studs. So, Deadhead, they don't have a Herman with studs from the factory, right? Like from that they make, right?
No.
So, like that requires me to mod a knife that I've
got a drill. We can do it.
Yeah, I know. We that's way too much money for a knife for me to adjust and mod. That's not happening. So, and unless it comes directly from them that way, it's not happening. I'm not doing it. So, you know, that's just my own personal preference thing.
I think Cole from Tri-State EDC, he got his modded with the thumb stud. One of them, anyways.
Yeah, I've seen people do it. I think Jared has one with the thumb stud on it as well. And I mean, to each their own. If that's what you want to do, I'm okay with people doing that to their knives because it's their knives, right? For me, I'm not going to do it. I can't drill a hole in a blade that I just spent $700, $800, $1,000, maybe more, depending on what it is. I mean,
I need you to pull up 2 of Fred's. The first one at 916.
916. This one?
Yeah.
Shiro, Herman, Holt wish they had studs added. There's a room for one on all of them. I do have a full custom Shiro that has a blade hole and rear flipper, but expensive.
Money.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a Shiro coming. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not surprised that you have a custom Shiro, Fred. Like,
yeah,
that's not yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
And also, yeah, that's the next one.
You need to add studs to 1 dozen thumb studs. You need to add studs to 1 dozen thumb studs before I would try it on $1,000. Yeah. I wouldn't do it myself.
I was going to be doing it on Sam's knife, so that took a lot of pressure off of me.
Yeah, he's not going to do it on my knife. I assure you of that. I am.
Well, go
and make a video on it.
It's like $700. We'll try it on that.
Now,
make a video on it. Chris's first time drilling for all the studs on my knife.
Dude, I've got a really steady hand. I can go straight down with the drill.
I have several knives sitting in front of me on my desk, right? And I never go to that flipper. Like, I have all the other deployment methods here that I will go to well before the flipper on these. Even the new what is this? This is the new Migaron Solora. I got a black one because the original one that I had was all pink and fluorescent and really a little bit too bright for me. So I prefer gray and black knives, as just about everybody in here probably already knows that.
You didn't have to say knives. You could have stopped at I prefer gray and black. Done. Right? Like,
where are you getting at, Chris?
No, it's not an insult. You are just a very monochromatic guy. Like you said, you're a tech nerd.
I guess that is true, right? I mean, look, I got rid of my last vehicle, which was gray, traded it in, got a black truck. So 90% of my shirts are gray or black. So see, you happen to make a very valid point on that, sir.
You know what you like, and you're consistent.
I am very consistent. I will give you that.
I did my first. So last week we talked about. I had a smock that I wanted to try to jimp, and I ended up doing my first ever jimp job.
That's pretty good
on that. Yeah, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. I also threw a stone wash and an acid etch on the blade, put some black hardware in it. So yeah, and then took out the second detent ball, so it moves. But yeah, I practiced doing some jimping on a couple of throwaway knives just to see if I could do it, and I wasn't confident I could do it, and I just finally bit the bullet and said, okay, I'm going to do this. Worst case scenario, I'll buy another smock blade. Best case scenario, it comes out the way that I want. Or if it's bad, it'll just become a user that I don't carry and show anybody. It'll live downstairs in the toolbox, and I'll use it to open up stuff in the garage. But really happy with it and haven't taken it out of my hand since.
Right on, man. It did come out good, so that's pretty cool, man. I'm glad that you're fiddling around with that stuff.
I took it out long enough. I spent a night playing with the Griffin. What's this? The Scout 3.5. That's a knife.
Yeah.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, it's a monster too. It's heavy.
Yeah, that's a good knife, man. We were checking those out in Atlanta, and I mean, that was one of those ones where it's like, okay, I just spent an insane amount of money here, and I really can't say yes to everything I like, or I'm gonna really have some explaining to do when I get home. So I had to let some things go, how it goes. And, that was one of them, unfortunately. One day I'll add one to the collection.
Yeah.
Robert Jones, EDC in the house. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Monster Hunters here. If I didn't say hello to you, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us.
Welcome, welcome.
J1 Doobie is here. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Monster Hunter. So yeah, I'm sure many of you are not
Very true.
necessarily familiar with VoltEDC. That is his channel. This is Caleb. Caleb is a relatively new channel to the EDC community in the knife YouTube world, but he is growing and he's making good content and learning a lot. And we invited him on the channel. He's a good friend of our channel and a good supporter. And we're hoping that some folks here will check out him and get latched on the way you all have with us, because we certainly do appreciate the support, and we try to pay it forward and get some other folks there. And like I said, I mean, he makes really good content, so it's one of those things where I think you're gonna have an opportunity to see a channel grow, and it's always nice to get in early and kind of see the transition of how a channel progresses over a period of time. You know, what we looked like a year ago versus what we look like today on our channel is very different, and I think you'll probably see that with Volt's channel as he moves up and figures things out and establishes himself a little bit more with things. So very, very cool.
You do you make unboxing fun.
Yeah,
I try. I mean, it's fun for me, honestly, because like I don't get to experience those kind of things unless I purchase them myself most of the time. So
Yeah.
well, and that's
Just
the thing,
like-
though. You know, passion is, you can feel passion through that, right? Like
yeah,
people that don't give a crap what they're looking at, it's very obvious for the most part. They're like, yay, this is cool, cut the box. So, right. But if you're opening it up and it's like, I'm a kid in a candy store and I get a new toy today, like you're excited, that makes your audience excited. So yeah, I mean, totally. It is an infectious thing. You know, that's why salespeople, they say when you're dialing the phone and trying to cold call, always smile, right? Because you can feel that through that energy is transported through your voice. So help with gadgets. What's up, Tommy? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, dude. But yeah, definitely, I would definitely say it's, you know, you do make it fun because you are having fun, which is cool. That's the good thing. You want to have that.
they could be budget knives, they could be mid grade, high tier. It doesn't matter. All of them are exciting for me. Like it's just seeing the fit and finishes, how the design works together, the openings, the locking mechanism, like everything. It excites me, and I love learning about that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, it's funny you mentioned budget, right? Because I was going to do a video today, and I did not have the time. The work today was one of those days where it was like, all right, give me 20 minutes to just do something here, and it's like I just could not get away from it. So I have a couple guys on my team that are out on vacation, and it was just taking a lot of my time. So but I'm planning to put together a video of talking about some budget knives, and instead of just doing a straight review of a knife, I'm going to talk about budget knives in general. So why people gravitate towards them, what is some things that people like and don't like. I mean, let's face it, like for the last year to 2 years, like a budget king out there is like the Basti Porcupine, right? I mean, 60, 70 bucks and you have an absolutely killer knife.
Yep.
But at the same time, you start seeing a lot of these other companies that are dropping these things. And I mean, heck, Civivi's been up in those things for a long time, and it's undeniable. So just having a conversation about that, and I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's good. That's an idea for something I'm going to have coming up.
Nice.
Their new knife with the top liner lock, that's actually pretty interesting to me, with the S35 that just dropped. I think it just dropped a couple of days ago or yesterday or something.
Oh, Bastide?
No, for Civivi, actually. Their very first top liner lock.
Oh, that new one that Civivi has? Yeah, I saw it on Southern Cali's channel, and then I think Neve had one on his channel as well. And it looks like a really good one, but at the same time, they're pushing outside that boundary of a budget knife now. you know, don't get me wrong, S35 isn't really a budget knife anymore, but you know, I've always associated Civivi at the $60 to $100 range knife, and now you're looking at what is it, 135, I think, for that one. So
Yep.
I think that's a good slot for them because Wii's more expensive. Then they've got Sencut as well. I think that being a mid grade, you know, on the very high end of budget to the low end of nice production would be a good spot for them.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it makes sense for them to make the mid tier a true mid tier, because Sencut and Civivi were overlapping in a lot of ways for a period of time where both of them were dropping G10 with 14C, and it's like, okay, what's your budget model then here? So, you know, it makes sense. Caleb, you got a question from Fred the Lug here. What's your favorite unboxing you've done this month, sir?
And let's take the Herman out of that, because I'm sure that's, like you said, that was an emotional one. So
yeah, that's a Grail one. So yeah, let's take that one out for a second.
The other one that I was dumbfounded about that you probably haven't seen on channel yet, because I am backlogged in videos, is actually something that I think Chris would like because it's gray and black. I'm holding it right now, flicking it. It is the IR V2 and Damacor and Crystal Titanium.
Absolutely.
Ooh, hold on a minute. Hold that up. Oh, that's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Odin's Eye Damacor with Crystal Titanium DLC on the back handle, and Crystal Titanium thumb studs.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a really good looking knife, man.
Oh, no lanyard hole. I'm out.
Oh my God. Yeah, you know, I wanted to get an IR as well, but again, it's like there is so many drops. I mean, Chris, you pointed out to me earlier today, you were talking about who was it? Was it Kaiser that dropped like 12 knives in the last
12 or 13? Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks or something, they've dropped 12 models or something. Like, you can't keep up. You just can't. Right? We aren't Metal Complex. We're not Neves, where, you know, my doorway is covered with boxes day in and day out, while these people are literally throwing their products at me because they want them on my channel. We're not there, and so I can't buy them all. But you know, the ones I have a couple things coming in from like Concept. I reached out to Concept the other day, and I was like, hey, you know, you got some new stuff coming. I want to get my hands on it. Can you send me stuff? Because you've given me a discount code to use for my channel and it's not working. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll send it to you. And I was like, cool, you know, do you want me to send it off to another content creator? And they're like, no, you keep it. It's cool. I was like, holy crap, cool. Like, that doesn't happen too often. So I'm happy. I saw a couple other folks in here say hello, so I apologize. I'm trying to kind of play a little catch up here, and
I think Fred just discovered that he needs to buy more knives, so that was good.
Yeah, I see that right there.
Yeah, I'm sure there must be an empty spot in one of his boxes. Loki, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, man. Appreciate you chilling out with us tonight. Anybody else that I miss? I'm trying to catch up here so that we can keep going. So I'm really bad where I will get behind and Chris will have me going back 15 minutes in the chat to try and find some random comment or something like that.
Well, I do have one for you to check out. James Hoyt at 9:30.
This one?
Yep.
I have not picked up or handled one. I did see it, and I have recently been in discussions with NiClad regarding affiliate program and doing some content for them. So I'm hoping that they're going to give us some samples to check out. But we'll find out. I don't know. I did see it though, and yes, it definitely is very much up my alley. Not only in the color scheme, but blade shape and everything. It looks like a knife that I would totally dig for sure. It's
It's
honestly,
very Sam.
it kind of has an ire-esque-ness about it too. So, it's funny that you held that up a minute ago, Caleb, because that's the Nyclad. I don't want to say it's exactly like that, but it has that aura about it, if you will. Fred, you just got me throwing my knives for you to check out, but I haven't been buying that many lately. You've got plenty, man. And, I appreciate what you send my way. And being in the pass around has certainly helped as well. That helps us to get consistent stuff to make content on without having to buy it, because there's just no sustainable way to do it. In the beginning, it's a very expensive venture to get your channel to grow enough. But eventually you have to latch on somewhere where you get some legs up somewhere, because if you don't, you're in trouble. It's not sustainable. It's going to be $500 to $1,000 a week if you do it that way. And that's just, I couldn't do that.
And hit Fred's next comment too. 931.
I have been much more selective on what I've been buying production-wise. I have 60 knives I want to sell to be able to get a bunch more production ones. Well, there you go, Fred. I know that's how you do. You kind of do some churn to fund your next batches of things and stuff like that. So, anything you can do as far as how you want to put them out, if you put it on Instagram or something, tag me. I'm happy to repost on my channel and stuff like that to give as much exposure to help you out as possible. And, I don't know which ones you're deciding to sell, but, let me know what they are. And if there's something of interest, I'll certainly reach out to you for sure on it.
If you're selling your subcaliber, hit me up.
Chris is still gaga over your subcaliber. That is true. That was a cool knife. That was a really cool knife.
I would love the caliber, but I've not seen those in the wild at all. But the subcaliber I still thought was an amazing knife.
While you're there trying to find those older comments, you should take a moment to find that box with my address and drop one of those sweet protos in there. Outstanding, well, dude. Oh man. It wouldn't be alive if Dragoon didn't try to pander for one of our prototypes. So that's awesome.
He wants this one.
Yeah, he wants one of the original ones. He wants the old blade grind. That is true.
And specifically the copper.
Okay.
This one's
Tim,
would
you drink a Carolina Reaper and mango flavored spicy energy drink? Chris, hell no. First off, I don't like spicy things, period. So for me, you've already lost me before you got to anything else. And I don't like mango flavored things as well. So you've got an 0 for 2 on that. So
yeah,
no,
Sam's like, oh, that's got black pepper on it. Oh, hold that for me, please. That's a little too hot.
No, I'm not quite that bad. I put black pepper on my food, you jerk. But I don't put anything basically spicier than that. My guts do not like me after that. It is in a full-fledged argument with me at that one. So, yeah. It is. It is so clean. Dragoon, we really do genuinely love that finish, right? It is so difficult when there's only a certain amount that you can put. You can't put so many finishes out there. It just kind of makes it chaotic for everything, especially not on our first knife drop. So we had to eliminate one, and we knew that the DLC was going to do better, and that was going to be the dark version that we were dropping, right? So that was kind of was kind of the hard choice that we had to make. The
This
next
was-
one, what's that, buddy?
I would say this was my favorite, but again, it was not about, what would other people think like me and buy this too. And we really had to go with, all right, this isn't really for us. What are the ones that we think people would want the most? And we had to scale back.
Yeah, we did. It was, and it was also at the urging of others, right? I talking to Casey, talking to Lefty, and these guys were like, dude, you don't have retailers involved. You don't want to get to where you have so many finishes that it's overwhelming to handle your own job. So originally we were going to do 3. We threw an extra one in because we just felt like there was something that needed to be done somewhere to fill a gap that wasn't quite there, right? So we decided to go with one extra one. 4 is enough for that. The next one that's coming out is going to be an interesting one for you all. And again, I'm not going to share anything about it just yet as far as showing you all, but I will tell you that I gave the go-ahead on the final drawings today to Riot. There are going to be 2 sizes that they're going to that we're bringing in for prototypes. I don't know if we're going to do them both at the same time. I don't know if we're going to do just one and then, or if we're going to do one and then the other. But we are definitely going to be looking at getting a little bit more flexible with things and stuff like that. We're going to try to see where we go with this one. But that one is going to have some uniqueness to it. We're going to say that. That one's going to be, as far as individualized colorways and things like that, you're going to have some real interesting options. So
my grandson is not happy that he can't hang out. So
that sounds like he is not happy, man. Yeah.
Loki
says he wants one in purple. Dude, Blurpinkle is the closest that we got in our own colorway for Blurple, or for purple, I'm sorry. But if you grab one that's like the Silver Surfer one, you can easily anno that and make that purple, which is why we went with one that was super plain Jane, so that folks can do those types of things. It's going to be, I'm curious to see what some folks do as far as personalizing the knife goes. I'm actually excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see what people come up with on that. Chris, what do you think on that? Like, as far as people doing their thing to the knife, like, are you looking forward to seeing what people come up with?
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think that we ought to put like a user page on our website, and then people could upload their pics showing them using them or what they're doing, or if they've done custom mods. I would love to see that. That excites me. I like watching people make mods and they come up with other ideas that they take it to the next level, and I would love that. So definitely share your pics and ideas and things like that. Hit us on Instagram, and unless we create that user page on the website. And I don't know if we could do something like that through Drop Beacon. If I guess it would still route to our website to drop, but
yeah, I got to talk to Matt on that. That's actually a really good idea, and to see if we can do something through Drop Beacon on that. But I am going to make the page to do on our website. We don't have anything out there to anybody yet other than some shirts and some hanks. So I didn't create that yet, but definitely going to be something that we are going to do for sure.
And if we don't sell out, then I'll learn how to anno, and I'll do custom ones for you.
Yeah, I don't think that's really going to be an issue, man. I'm already getting hammered day in and day out for people that are asking for them already. So I'm not too concerned with that.
I think the challenge
is my knife here yet.
Yeah, well, I think for us, something that, again, Sam and I make such a good pairing because, you know, the compassionate side of me wants to do everything, and he's got to remind me that we're running a business here too. We can't, you know, do certain things that certain requests that come in. But you know, because for me, and I would sell them all if people wanted them, but we've got to keep some back just in case there's warranty issues, right? So we can't sell them all for a certain period of time. But for me, I'd be like, all right, every one of them, gets to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we want to make everybody happy, but at the same time, it's not possible. So, we just got to make logic out of things a lot of times, and it happens. Dragoon said you might sell 10 of the variant at most, though, and DLC was a better choice to keep. Yeah, DLC was our number one seller. So, yeah, it was definitely the right choice there. And, again, we liked all of the prototypes that got sent to us. I think all the variants that we got looked good. It's just, we had to trim it down, and we had to make some sense out of it. And we ordered 6 of them in 6 different finishes and handles, 6 different blades, so that we can interchange everything and see what everything looked like with something else. And at the end, it just got narrowed down to these were it was at first, it was the 3. And then, like I said, we added the 4th in, and that made the most sense to us to do. And, full steam ahead, and we're going to do well with it. And no, Kale, what you just asked a minute ago, or what you said a minute ago, as far as the folks coming and saying, hey, where are my knives? Like, I haven't gotten anybody with that. Every once in a while, I'll get somebody that'll say, hey, what's the latest and greatest? But they're not expecting it right now. It's more of, hey, I missed your pre-order. Hey, I didn't have the money at the time for your pre-order. Can I order one now? And it's like, no, dude, you can't. And it's like, I feel bad, but at the same time, like Chris said, I have to draw a line somewhere. I just can't take orders outside of that. That 30-day window was an exclusive window for a reason. Right? It's not fair to the people that did get in if I just decide to honor it for everybody outside of that window too. So, it's just the way it has to be. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The issue is the capsaicin, the chemical that makes pepper spicy. Get immediately put in your bloodstream with caffeine so your pores burn. Wow. If there was a hell loop that I was stuck in, that's probably what it would be. That sounds terrible, man. That is god awful, Chris.
but you also get the mango flavor too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. That's I will get that would be my hell loop. If I could swing a full DLC, I'll get it. Right on, dude. I have no doubt in my mind you'll get what you want, brother. Get a plane and anodize it. Yeah, that's right, 100%. I think that's the mindset that we kind of put into that, was just let's see if we can get people to doing what they want to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of modding and making some of those changes. Fred, when we were talking about the smock earlier, we didn't highlight it, but Fred had brought up that, he's looking to have one done where he's going to turn it in, put a front flipper on it, and he might go to Kevin Smock directly to get a custom, and that would be super cool. I think I would love to see that.
Yeah, that would be cool. If anybody's going to pull that card, it's going to be Fred.
Yeah, but again, that's that whole idea of, hey, I see something I really like. I would like to make. I want this knife. I just want a modification to this knife, and I love that idea. I like the reblades and stuff like that. I like seeing what people do with that.
I think it's interesting. I definitely think it's interesting. Creativity is something that is welcomed in this community and in the hobby. And it's not something that's like if you're not doing it for an investable purpose where you're trying to resell it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I go for it, man. It's your collection and you want to make it yours. So I think it's fun. Roger Baker, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Sanders G is in here too. What's up, dude? Appreciate you. The production update with picks was great. Thanks, man. I'm glad that you liked it. I told you guys all from the beginning that we are going to be transparent throughout the entire phase of this. There is no secret to what the Gracchus is, what the journey looks like, and as I get updates, you all are getting updates too. You know, here's the thing. I'm getting an update at 3 o'clock in the morning from China. Okay, so when I wake my happy butt up in the morning and I see it, that is when I get all the information together. I put it together in a newsletter and I schedule it to get kicked out to everybody. So the day I get it is the day you get it. I'm taking you all along with the journey. I'm glad that you're all with us on this journey. I think Chris and I have really loved the fact that you all have kind of embraced the idea that we're taking you on this journey and that you feel like you're a part of the project in its own right. And it's something that I don't see a lot of manufacturers, knife companies, and OEMers doing. You know, they'll give you some updates, they'll show you some stuff, but to give you really the inside scoop, the step-by-step walking through every part of this from inception all the way through prototyping into production, we wanted to show everybody what this looks like from our seats, right? So if you ever had some crazy harebrained idea like I did that day to say, hey, let's make a knife company, you know what you're up against. Well, but at the same time,
I said that's a good point, Sam, because what we talked about when we did this, we were collaborating a lot because we were finding information from all over the place and then sharing ideas and then coming back. And then, so we talked about this quite often. And we didn't know what this journey looked like because we couldn't find it anywhere. Nobody else was really documenting it. And at the same time, we both bought pre-orders that we waited forever for. And, you know, and didn't know when it was coming in. Yeah, I saw that too, made me chuckle. Dude. But that's it. This is, I think, a good look because I think that the chat's full of people with great ideas on what they like in knives and what they would do if they were to build one. And now you kind of get the front row seat of going, is this something I want to do or not?
Yeah. Yeah. And the other part of it is, how many of you have pre-ordered a knife or have gotten involved in purchasing something and then it's taken a long time and you've gained frustration out of it? And when you're sitting in that seat and you're now the maker, the designer, and so on and so forth, you have a different perspective. You start to appreciate where the delays come from because you understand the process and what goes into a little bit more. That's the other part of why I wanted to bring everybody along with this, was because Chris and I sat there and we've ordered things. I mean, heck, per case in point was the Kunwu Excalibur the first time, right, Chris? I mean, yeah. I felt like that thing gave me tracking a month before we even saw movement. But
easily a month.
Yeah. And it was like, man, what is taking so long? But now
I think they sent us tracking when they put it on the grinder. It seemed like forever, but it was probably just me being anxious because I wanted it.
Yeah, you and I are both like that, right? When you order one, you want that instant gratification. You don't want to wait. And we all want our new shiny toys. And there's no question about that. But the fact that you're bringing people along for the journey and letting them see that and letting them understand why you're doing what you're doing, why you're ordering the amount that you're ordering, what you're up against as far as ordering goes, right? Companies require a minimum amount to order.
Yeah.
And, you know, the premium ones, they want 300 knives. That's their minimum order. If you order a budget model, they typically want 500 to 600 of those. Now, I'm sorry, but, you know, we love our community and we know that there's a lot of people supporting us, but we did not feel like we had the bandwidth quite yet to push out 600 knives. So we're just not in that position to do that. And so it's knowing what you're up against is a challenging thing in its own right. And so we're gonna keep sharing the information for this one. We want you guys to all kind of take the journey with us. The next one, like I said, we're keeping that one a little bit close to the chest, and I just want to see what everybody's reaction is and surprise instead of seeing it from the beginning. I think this one's going to be just a little bit more fun for, ta-da, what's everybody think type of thing. And hopefully right around the time that the Gracchus production is coming, we're hoping that the prototypes for this is going to be arriving from Riot. And then we can show everybody that. And I mean, heck, you saw we had prototypes for the Gracchus in January. We didn't place our order for production for the Gracchus until June. So that was a 6-month window. So realistically, you're not going to see us order these knives from Riot until 2027 sometime. And
yeah, I agreed. I wanted to get you back into the chat real quick. SC Monkey just joined us.
SC Monkey. Oh, there he is.
Knife Monkey.
There he is. SC Knife Monkey, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Unmoved Excalibur almost made me stop ever getting pre-orders. They really disappointed me. It was really, really challenging, man. And Chris suffered it again with was it Gringo?
William Hornbossel hit it. Yeah, the Gringo, but the other one I was thinking of, look at Williams, the Eldorado. I ordered that one too, and that took forever to come in.
Yeah. Pre-orders are challenging. I don't like doing them. I didn't want to do a pre-order. Chris and I discussed that. Neither one of us wanted to do a pre-order. And the project's funded. It was never about pre-ordering for the financials. It was about the finishes. We were learning what the community wants and how to figure out, how many of each one to order. And so that's why we did a pre-order, was to understand that the financials were really inconsequential when it came to the pre-order part of it. It was more of figuring that stuff out. So
good night, Fred.
Yeah, good night, Fred. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. We appreciate you, buddy. I'll talk to you later on. Ramsey's picked up an 8.5-inch Hank. Love that black and gray. Dude, we appreciate you, man. I will make sure I get that out to you in the mail tomorrow. 8.5 inches, the new Hank. So you're going to get one of the WK Makers logo Hanks, which we just got done and made, which is very, very cool. I think I got one handy right over here, actually.
And Dragoon, if you're waiting on your Eldorado, I would reach out to him. I received mine like 3 or 4 months ago.
There you go. So brand new in the package. Here you go. And nice. We'll make sure that we get this out to you. Black and gray WK logo on there. It's a awesome Hanks. I carry mine basically daily, and I know I see Chris with his in his pocket all the time as well. I know he uses them to clean his glasses and stuff like that. So the fabric that we use on the back side of our Hanks is actually the microfiber that you use to clean sunglasses. So if you want to clean a mirror blade, or you want to clean glasses, sunglasses, stuff like that, you're not going to scratch anything with it. It's really good fiber, microfiber stuff. So appreciate you. Yeah, it'll go along with your shirt, brother. I definitely you are Wyvern Kodiak'd out for sure. That's awesome, man. We appreciate the support, dude. That's incredible that you support the brand that way. It's awesome.
He's not in here, but man, I was flabbergasted when we met the Jake at Blade Show, and he was wearing one of our shirts. When I saw the shirt for the first time, out in the wild, I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. I have your Hank in my back pocket daily. William, we appreciate you too, man. And William sent pictures when he was sporting the shirt, riding the motorcycle and everything like that. That was pretty cool. That was actually really, really cool. So, that was that. Yes, Jake wearing the shirt, like walked up to us, and I had no idea, and I was like,
wow,
that's
I'm looking at his shirt like I probably ought to know you.
Yeah.
Dragoon, no, I did not get a Hank from you at the Blade Show.
No, me neither, dude. I did not. But at the same time, you know, Blade Show's chaos, man. So I'm sure
and
that
you were working.
Yeah, you were working at the booth. Gets crazy, dude. I definitely understand that. You know, Chris and I worked the Best Tech booth for a little while, and it was like
Sam worked the Best Tech booth for a little while. I said a lot of, I don't know. Let me ask Sam.
That's actually really true. You know, many times Chris would be like, Sam?
Yeah, they're like, what other knife would you recommend that does this, this, and this? And I'm like, I'm not a Best Tech employee. I don't know. There's a whole bunch in front of you. Play with them. You know?
Oh my God. Yeah, that was really fun though, man. I mean, other than the setup of the booth, let me tell you, flicking like 500 knives before 9 a.m. sucked.
Sure. And that's the part I like. So we get there and we're unboxing all their knives to set them up. And that's the one part where I felt I was a success.
Well, so part of the unboxing is that you have to QC everything that you do. So you unbox them. They're all in individual plastic slips. You take them out. You have to open them up. You have to wipe it down from blade oil and all that kind of stuff. You have to check the action, check centering, all that kind of stuff like that. So you got a couple tools and a rag and everything else in front of you. And I mean, just every time we finished a box, they're like, here's another box. Here's another box. That's holy crap. Dude, my thumb was like split open from flicking knives by 9 a.m. day one. And I was like, I'm miserable and I'm broken on Blade Show day one. This sucks.
That's why I use the back flipper. I was able to rotate digits.
That's where it actually comes in handy.
This is the shit I have to put up with, Caleb. This is what I have to put up with, dude.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
trouble.
Look, you know how much
it was a lot of
caused
fun.
my thumb? None. My thumb feels amazing.
Yeah, but not every knife of theirs has a back flipper to do that. Like, how many mini tie pans did we open?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I think you had a monopoly on them. You saw them, and you're like, that one's mine. I get to open it. I want to tune it.
Dude, so first off, yeah, I'm absolutely drawn towards that. It's one of my favorite production knives. But in addition to that, I figured out, how to play with the pivot to get a good ting out of these things for the most part. And that was what they were really looking for out of that knife when we were displaying, was make sure that you tune these knives. So every one of them was flick it. Did you get the ting? No, back the pivot off, tighten it back up, get that ting going, and then you set it in there. So those ones were time consuming, and those ones took a lot of more fidgeting to get those things dialed in for everybody. But at the same time, we had dozens of excellently tinging Best Tech type hands. So
yeah, a lot of those got sold because of the sound.
Yeah, I can definitely say that we sold plenty of them just from that alone. I opened so many freaking knives, and then we had to put them all up at the end of the day. Oh, and we had the full boxes for all the ones we brought in knife rolls.
Don't work for Tenable, got it.
Well, I know what he went through because I worked the Tenable booth in Texas, right? I was concept and Tenable in Texas. And so I helped them set that booth up. And yeah, that is a lot of work. The hardest work is your beginning and your end of your days in those booths. During the middle of the day, it's just being friendly and talking knives for the most part. And once you figure out their pricing sheets, it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah,
we're like good cop, bad cop. No, it's more like good cop and confused cop over here.
Well, hey, I did good when it came to them saying, hey, what blade steel would you recommend? And I would be like, what knife are you holding? Look and see what the steel says. And no matter what they said, I'd be like, that's the perfect steel for you. You just
I'm
lucked
looking
out
for
and got the
something
right
that
one.
never rusts. What would you recommend? What are you holding? It says D2. Mwah.
Perfect. Perfect. You could,
Outstanding.
yeah, you can drop that in a saltwater tank and leave it there for a week and come back. It'll be good as new.
And it'll just be the G10 handles.
It'll improve your finish. It'll patina nicely.
Dragoon, that I definitely get that. There were a bunch of them there that I really liked, and Best Tech did let me. So I did get one from them. I asked them if they would cut me a deal on a mini Taipan, and I wanted a full DLC one. I know, shocking, right? Black one, and so they did cut me a good deal on that, and I was able to grab one that I wanted, but I didn't buy all the ones that I liked there. Again, it just comes back to you're at Blade Show, man. Like if you buy everything, you're gonna mortgage your house and your cars, and you're gonna be living in a cardboard box with the nicest knife collection in the world.
Yeah, I want to work at Hog House next time. Not for the knives, but for the chocolate. He spreads out all this amazing chocolate. Where are they from? Latvia or someplace like that?
Finland. It's Rob Johnson's is from Latvia, right? So it's funny. In Texas, I met the guys from Hog House, and I was talking to them, and they had all these chocolates spread across the table. And I had said to him, "Hey, is this like a European thing that you guys give chocolates with the knives? Because Rob Johnson's gives chocolate truffles from Latvia with their knives." And so he said, "Yeah, but Finnish chocolate is better than Latvian chocolate." And I said, "Oh, is that right?" And he handed me a piece of chocolate, and I popped it in my mouth, and I was like, "Damn, that is good." And so when we saw him in Atlanta, I was like, "Chris, you need to try Finnish chocolate." And he tried. I thought Chris was going to start pocketing chocolate. I think if we didn't have to walk around all day and it wouldn't have melted in his pocket, he probably would have stacked up.
I passed that booth so many times, I almost went into a diabetic coma.
Tristan, the Taipan is outstanding. I have the full-size Taipan right here, which was my knife of the year, sub $300 for 2025. This thing is spectacular, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know that there's one sub $300 knife from 2026 that I feel has beaten that yet. And then mini Taipan, it's a little bit smaller than I probably would like. I could still get a full purchase on it. It's still a great knife. I wanted it. And Jamie Lowe, who's the designer of the Taipan, has become a pretty good friend of mine. We chat quite a lot, and he's a funny character. And I love his design language. What is it? The Venom? KB Venom is the other one that he's done recently, and I've gotten a sneak peek at what he's coming out with soon, and he's got some bangers coming. Let me tell you, they're going to be nice.
Check out Bob Tism at 10:05. What's up, Bob?
I will tell him. I will grab him next. The Caius prototype. That's Weiss Knives prototype, Tristan. That knife is absolutely insanely good. Like, not even kidding you. If that comes out in 2026, that could be the sub $300 knife of the year for me, without a question. And it may not even be close. It's scary good. And the fact that it's his first one is, I mean, he hit an absolute home run with that knife. It is unreal.
And Bob Tism next.
Did you see the Australian sausage guy at Blade? Dude was handing out pure arterial blockage in a can.
I didn't see him, and I'm a little disappointed because I hung out with you all weekend, and you didn't tell me about this dude.
Free food?
Yeah,
Man.
look, man, I know I'm on a weight loss journey, but I'm feeling like you were holding out while we were on vacation, and I'm thinking that's nonsense, Bob. I'm going to reevaluate what kind of friendship we really have. I'm just saying.
And yeah, I'm questioning that myself. Yeah, I'm a biscuit away from morbidly obese. I could have used some of that sausage.
What do you think about the jimping
jimping
on the Eldorado?
I loved the jimping on the Eldorado. I actually traded mine away. I didn't really want to, but the guy absolutely fell in love with it, and I was like, I don't even remember what I traded him for. A Demco. And it was a nice one. So, I traded I think I gave him a little bit of cash too, but the Demco had a custom anno on it, and it was really nice. But but the Eldorado I thought was an outstanding buy, and furthermore, I bought it when they were giving away a free knife with it. So I got two for like $80 or whatever it was, and yeah, I thought the Eldorado was exceptional.
Yeah, the Eldorado was really good. I was pretty shocked by the quality that you got for the price. I think the value there was spectacular, and it was a really cool knife.
Especially with another knife that it was just as good that came with it for free.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
BMK Ether is my favorite of the year so far. Tristan, BMK Ether is a good knife. No question about it. And Blake did a really good job on that design. I had done a couple videos and tried to help him for marketing on that knife. Chris bought one of those, and I think it's a little smaller than I was anticipating. The way the pictures looked, it made it look bigger, in my opinion. But his new one looks pretty good too. I can't remember the name of his new one though.
I forget the name of it, but it's very similar looks wise, but
yeah, he has a design language. I can tell that for sure.
Yeah.
I keep commenting on their page. Make some lefties of that Caius. Yeah, it is Best Tech, and they could make lefties, but at the same time, it's not an OEM. It is a collaboration, so they typically don't do those. But I understand for sure. Let's see. He announced final revisions. Yeah, I saw the video yesterday, but we are approaching August, so that leaves 4 months, and that's a tight schedule. I mean, if you're lucky, you're going to see him in November or December, but the slightest delay in that Dragoon, and you're popping into January. So, there is a very, very small window in that type of thing, and I don't know what kind of numbers they're looking at in that licensing with him, right? If they're making several hundred, if they're making 500, I don't know. I would venture a guess that knife is going to do very, very well. And so I think that is it's going to be another Taipan. I think it's going to be another one of those ones where it's going to sell out, and then we're going to have to wait while another order of another batch gets made. Mm-hmm. J1 Doobie says, VoltEDC, do you design knives?
Not yet.
Not yet. I like that answer. I really, really like that answer, actually. I
was talking to Sever 7 about it, and he said, if you ever need any help, let me know. He told me about the person that the community goes through CAD and stuff. And I'm like, it'll probably be like another year, if not a little bit more, but I'm starting to get the hang of designs and how they work, and gonna make my own design at some
once
point.
You get into that rabbit hole, man, it's a whole other animal. But
the CAD guy's mom's in the chat right now, so get in good with her so you can get a discount.
He's already discounted, man. I would never ask. I
So
would never
good.
ask Mark to change his prices. We had to beg him to raise his prices because it was literally unfair. I mean,
Wow.
he is such a good person. He is so helpful, but geez, man, for the longest time, he just wasn't charging enough money for it to make sense. And I mean, everybody that used him, Devo Knives, Tempest Knives, me, several other people were like, dude, you have to charge more money. You know, when he would do one of our designs, I'd throw him extra money just because I felt bad that he was only charging me this amount of money. So, you know, he's really, really good. I've been trying to get a company to make some of my designs. Loki, when you're ready, man, and you've got what you want, reach out to me. I have an awful lot of contacts for a lot of companies that I've built up, and I know the paths that you have to go through to get to these people in order to get approvals or denials. But nevertheless, a lot of times if you just go through the like sales at whateverknifecompany.com, you're never going to get responses. If you just hit the contact me page, you usually fall into never land with those. So there's different paths that you have to go. There's certain emails that particular people handle those types of things within the companies. And I have built up a Rolodex worth of people. So when you're ready and you have your designs, and you should have renderings and CAD files for those knife designs in order for them to consider you. Once you have those things set and ready to go, reach out to me and I will we'll talk about it and see what companies you want to pitch it to, and I'll see what contacts I have for you. I'm happy to help out, brother. Let's see. Next year, I'm bringing some ribs in a cooler. I bet they give me some leverage.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd probably walk out with one of our prototypes, if not one from each of us.
You know, they say that the best way through a man's heart is through his stomach. My wife will tell you it's between the third and fourth rib, but I mean, she's in the medical field, so we don't really listen to that. But
So, Caleb, what are you bought all your knives again? You're on your show. You're buying these, and they're coming in, and you're doing the unboxing, and so you're building your collection live in front of us.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Are there any that you've received? And if you don't feel comfortable saying the company, that's fine. But do you have, I guess, on opposite extremes, do you have some that you were disappointed in when you received, and others that just blew you away that you weren't expecting to be as good as they were?
Not really. I mean, some of them, like, right out of the box weren't that great, but I mean, I still learned, like, you have to let the dechant track like wear in when you're like opening it, and I can't really say that any of them like really didn't blow me away. I love every single one of them, some more than others, of course, but it's not, I mean, I love some budget knives more than the more expensive ones that I have, which is crazy to think about, but you know, it's just the ergonomics of it, the way that they're designed, and just like the materials, it just feels differently and feels better in the hand. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. But as of right now, I don't have anything that in my collection right here beside me that I don't really say I would not enjoy or don't really, like.
Nice. Have you found, has your palette changed of what you like since the beginning? Like, I'll give you an example while you're thinking that through. In the beginning of my journey, I loved crossbar locks. I just don't like to put my hand in the way of the knife blade on disassembly or disengagement. And I love crossbar locks. They were convenient, they were easy, it was fast. But then as I got, more knives that had a really good sound and a good feel on lockup, I realized that I wasn't grabbing my crossbars any longer. That they didn't do anything for me. And so now I can't tell. I don't know the last crossbar lock I purchased, and it was probably the Kunwu Pulsar, and that was a spur of the moment purchase. Yeah, last year when I was trying to help Sam get the very first ever Jericho. So he was pulling a Dragoon and showing up at the Kunwu booth begging Sergio for it.
Pulling a Dragoon. That is absolutely hysterical.
And so I kept playing with the different knives that were there, and I was like, "What's this one?" He goes, "That's a Pulsar." He goes, "I don't think we even sell that particular model any longer. That was one of the very first ones that we were trialing." And I was like, "That for sale?" He's like, "I don't care, $100 or whatever it was. It's something super cheap." And I was like, "Okay, I'll buy it for that." And so have you noticed your palette change, whether it's on blade type, lock type, handle material, size, anything at all?
I do like larger knives. I'm not gonna lie, but smaller knives, for some reason, like larger knives in my hand feel better to more fidget with and have fun with. But smaller knives just more ergonomically easy to use. Like the last crossbar I bought, which is going to be a video here soon, is actually this Iridium right here. Kershaw Iridium. It's
Nice.
the cryo pick. I saw it on discount, and I'm like on Blade HQ, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's like a blue and silver. It's like raw aluminum and just like a blue powder coat, I think, blue PVD. But it's got great action, and I had the giveaway for the 100 subscribers and everything, and I was like, that was a pretty nice knife. I actually enjoyed that, and I didn't think I would actually enjoy crossbar locks because, like, knock on wood, I haven't had to replace a spring yet, and that's
I've swapped springs in them, and it is a pain, but I've never broke one. So I hear that somebody always knows somebody that broke one, but I've met very few people who have actually broken one. So
say, like, the toughest spring I got is in the beef. This beef has like really tough spring. It's really, really tough. But as in like overall, I know I don't really prefer frame locks with front flippers because like having the big hands and everything, trying to get it like the front flip and not be on the lock bar and like squeezing it together. I don't enjoy that. So I like more simple locks, but I also do like more complex locks, like the pinch lock. I love that because your fingers aren't in the way. I didn't get his newest design, but I'm looking forward to the red line that he's going to be dropping at some point, maybe the N6, I think it is.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have the Vandal or do you have the
Oh, he does. He does.
Yeah, I have the Vandal.
He's driving. He showed me it. Don't worry.
Okay, Bob Tism, he already has a dark mode Vandal, so that he grabbed at Blade Show, so he does not need that one. So I thought that was the one that you got, but I couldn't remember. Voodoo and the Vandals, 2 Vs, they both did dark modes. I can't remember crap, man.
I have no idea what I did with it, but it's floating around here someplace.
There you go.
There's the Voodoo.
There's the Voodoo.
Nice.
I'm gonna try for the Vandal tomorrow. It's dropping at 1 p.m. on Blade Binge. So
yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice knife.
And I think it would actually go pretty well with my Voodoo. It's kind of like the, both brother sister double brother. I don't know what they are exactly, but
yeah.
Yeah, Loki, thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude, coming in and hanging out. Hopefully, you can make it back in. If you don't, we appreciate the time you gave us tonight. Good having you in here, dude. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Titanium Loki. Justin gave us a super chat.
Oh, cool. Hello, long day. Yeah, dude, it has been a long day, and we appreciate the $2. TJ, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, dude. We always appreciate the support, man. You're awesome. And you have a great, great night, sir. And I hope that hopefully your day tomorrow is not as long as it is today.
I hear you over the Dragon War.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard it.
I heard the dragon roar. Sam was talking during it. Did you hear Sam talking through the dragon roar? Yeah, either did I. The roar came through and it must shut off your mic.
Okay. Well, that's good. My question was, did you hear the dragon roar this time?
Oh, I did.
There you go. Sweet. So, TJ, thanks again for the $2, man. We certainly do appreciate you, my friend. That is awesome of you. Has broken several, especially pirates. No idea what that was about. Grabbed a couple from Sheepdog. Never had another issue. You know, I've never broken an Omega spring, but I have spoken to plenty of people who have. And so, you know, I think, I don't know. It's each their own on that one. To me, it's not a matter of whether I feel the knife is going to be holding up and strong enough and find the confidence within the strength of the lock, as much as it is that to me, it's just freaking boring and it's just overdone. And there's so many of them that flooded the market for such a period of time that it just doesn't excite me. And I love a detent. I love a physical locked in blade that when you flick it open, it snaps. There's no sponginess to it. There's no squishiness to it. It's just, you know, a pop. And
I love it when people's patents go out and then we get to flood the market with other ideas that have been stewing for a while on the using the same patent idea. Like I can't wait till Hawk loses his stuff. I think that I would like us to do a lot of designs in Hawk's locks.
Yeah, well, you know, Hawk. That's a. I don't know how many people are going to dabble in that one, right? That's some mechanical, serious stuff. Yeah. Right? It's like a winter blade type of thing. There's just a little bit of wizardry in there where it's like, how many people are going to have the guts to give that one a shot?
Yeah, and Caleb, do you know anything about the Cthulhu Griffin?
I do. One of my favorite knives, actually. One of my measuring knives I use in my videos.
Yeah, do you? That's why I asked, because it's every one. Here's the large one, here's the mini. So, because you like large knives better, do you find that you ever carry or use the mini at all?
I do carry and use the mini. It just is a lot easier to carry. The larger is just more fidget friendly. It also has more blade to it, but it also has more angle, like for the actual like finger choil area. Don't mind me. I got a cat on my lap right now.
No, you're good, dude.
He wants attention.
Chuck it. I started at 5:30 Eastern time, just finished my run, had a tire blowout on the way home from Iowa. That's a long birthday. Dude, first off, happy birthday. Sorry that is what your birthday was like, dude. That is a rough day for sure. That's never fun to have something like that happen, man. But hopefully the rest of your night is relatively uneventful and you can chill out and relax and maybe make up for that day tomorrow or this weekend and you have a good one. So detent horrors unite. Yes, that's exactly right, man. I need a detent. I am just a big old detent snob. I can't help myself.
Crap Dragoon right above that comment.
I love an actual detent and the sound of a solid lockup. Absolutely. There is nothing like that. That is for and Chris, I'm going to go and say for myself, that's part of what mechanical soul is that detent snap, that lock in, and you know that sound. That is the mechanical soul of so many knives for me. Is
you're stimulating multiple senses all at the same time.
Yep.
Right. You get the the audible piece that's really nice. You can feel it in your hands. You hear it, you can see it, you can feel it. It's fantastic.
Still love them. They're good for us with arthritis. Okay, out the door. Ramses, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you doing what you do week in and week out. Appreciate the support, brother. Drive safe when you go and get your brother, and we will catch you on the next one. Be good, my friend. And yes, Ramses does make a good point on that, right? I've spoken to plenty of people that have, either arthritis in their hands or have some sort of disability or something like that that hinders their use within their hands. And crossbar locks tend to be more friendly for those users. And I get that. And that's a different creature than what I'm talking about. For that, that's a necessity use because of a situation versus just straight passion of desire for the knife type of thing.
I wonder if you probably not. Just trying to think if you could have a free floating detent ball with multiple holes, kind of like what Kaiser does with the crossbar locks, where you could let tension hold your crossbar lock or hold your detent ball, and then where as the detent ball adjusts, it would adjust the tension. You just have multiple ramps on the blade. I wonder if it would be much difference in tension.
I don't know, man. It's a thought. It's just I think I'd have to like draw it out and kind of look at the engineering of how that plays out before I could really conceptually speak on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, the smock has two detent balls. The second one, there's a spring that sits in a hole in the blade, and then the ball just free floats and sits. The bearing sits on that, and so I was thinking something like that could be kind of neat to engage. Just
yeah. Look, I mean, I think it's a group. I think you're brainstorming, right? This is where the ideas start. The idea starts with a concept, an idea, a thought in your head, and then as you draw it out and figure it out, these things are where you can start to dial these things in and play with and stuff like that. And I mean, it's fun. I've been working on several locks here at home, and Chris and I have talked about them, and I have a few different good ideas, but we'll see where we'll see where it goes. I don't know yet if any of those will make the cut or if they die within the conceptual drawings. Gunmetal James, hey Sam, Chris, Volt, howdy all. James, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out, my friend. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, and Chuckett makes it a good point. Why reinvent the wheel when we already have button compression, liner, and frame locks? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? I'm not trying to take a design that's already there and just kind of reinvent. I want to make something completely unique, right? I mean, look what they did when like the Shark Lock came out from Demko, right? It was something completely different. And that was like, just like really, really cool. And so, doing stuff like that, I don't want to just make another, hey, this is a different way to do something here. So, I mean, that's not overly appealing. That's not going to have the same impact.
We definitely need a killer whale lock.
Killer whale lock?
Oh, killer whales eat sharks. Yeah, we would.
Oh, I get you now.
Yeah.
New locks are exciting. Most of them suck. Make sure yours doesn't. Yeah, Chuck it. I can assure you that if I make a lock that sucks, I'm not going to release it. Chris knows me well enough to know that I'm probably going to be my toughest customer to myself when I'm designing this stuff. And I can assure you, I've watched videos. Chris actually was the one that turned me on to them. If you haven't ever seen somebody hang weights off of the front of one of the Demko locks before to see how much weight they can hold before it breaks the mechanism, okay, like that's what I would be looking at. If I'm going to make a lock, it needs to be worthy of something maybe not that strong. I don't know that I need to hang 800 pounds off the lock, but it needs to be really strong. It
But if
needs
you
to be,
just sit on the blade, I think that's good enough.
yeah, that sounds safe. Just sit on the blade, Sam.
I'll build a harness. You'll be fine.
I have faith in Sam. He makes badass stuff. James,
I agree.
you're the man. Thank you, dude. You see, somebody believes in me here, and James's ideas here don't require me sitting on blades.
So James also said that he tried his first 80-20 and he sprung. Yeah, the 80-20 and the 20.5. I have 3 or 4 20.5s. I want to pull the trigger on like the 22 and a like
Shark
a 20 like a 20 slim maybe.
Okay.
You know, but I just have a hard time spending $700 for it.
Yeah, $700+ for it. Yeah, that is tough, man. I mean, that's an expensive one.
My job, Sam, my job is I might occasionally open a box. Let me cut the tape off of a box so I can, open up and expose whatever technology's in it. I don't do anything where it's really important for me, but if my job depended upon having a very strong knife out there and for my work, that knife would make complete sense to me at that price point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And the newer stuff, the 8022, the Shark Attacks, I mean, they've really bumped up the prices on those significantly now. And don't get me wrong, I mean, they're good, high quality stuff. They're really nice knives, but man, we were looking at 8020s when they were $400 to $500, the full thickness ones, and now you're looking at 8022s, which are not like that, and they want 725 to start. I mean, that's a big bounce right there.
Yeah. Caleb, you played with a Shark Lock?
I have not.
If you want me to send you one, I will.
I don't know what you make, Sam.
I appreciate
Mind showing something. I know I've seen one somewhere, but I don't remember. Let me see if I can find some files on my computer so that I can actually like share with this here, because I don't know if I have it on this computer or not. I'm sure I do.
Say back to the thing about the crossbar lock and the detent. I pre-ordered Jared's Arson.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm excited about that and see what he does with how that works.
Yeah. So the Shark Lock, you got this fin up here, and there's a spring on the inside that presses it forward, and then it's just one solid piece that comes in and locks up. And so I think it was over 800 pounds that they had hanging off the end of this before the knife broke or before the blade broke. So, I can't generate 800 pounds of force, so I'm safe with it.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that we're ever going to need that kind of strength necessarily, because that is an awful lot there. But nevertheless, I mean, if you're going to be crazy and go for it, you might as well go for it, right?
And this one's in 3V, so even the blade will hold up to some pretty tough beating.
Let's see here.
They're definitely users from what I've been told, what I've heard.
Oh, amazing users. Yeah, they were designed to work. No doubt about it. It's a great knife. That's what Gunmetal James says. He said it's thick, but it feels great and it still cuts good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Chuck, here is one of our designs that we have going on right now. There's a small revision that we've made here where we actually recessed the button over here into the handle a little bit so that we can avoid accidental disengagement of the knife. But this one is a collab project that we've signed with Artisan Cutlery, and this one will be coming out at some point. They are not super backed up right now, so the good news with that is that there is a good chance that we will see that in a matter of months instead of eons. We have another one that's with Concept that we signed last October, and I don't know if we will see it before 2028 because they're 2 years backed up right now. So it
Wow.
is just, yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy right now. So that's just one of the designs that we have going on here. And then I would imagine that you have, and if you haven't, I'm pretty shocked by it, but let me pull up one more here. And let's see here. This is the Gracchus, which I think, you've probably seen before. This one is actually through pre-order and production has started on already. So these ones are expected in early fall and they will be on sale. So they are already underway and everything like that. So the rest of the stuff is kind of under wraps right now. We're all kind of keeping those things quiet and hush hush while we work through everything and kind of dial everything back with the manufacturers and stuff like that. We don't want to screw up any non-disclosure agreements and stuff that we have in place and things like that. And also, there's an element of surprise that Chris and I want to maintain as well. So, hopefully that lets you at least see some of the stuff that we've got going on here.
Yeah. And, so James asked about the blade stock thickness between the 20 and the 20S. I'm pretty sure that the 20 is something like 22 thousandths, and the S I think is 17 thousandths. So, considerably thinner.
Dragoon, I have most of their emails and have spoken to Joyce, Tracy, Emily. I have spoken to somebody else, and I got to look in my email to find their information as well. But, look, if you've got some swing or pull that you wanted to pull for me, I would certainly appreciate it. I would love to get our design moving. But at the same time, I accept that we fall into line and that people have to wait their turns. So I'm not trying to screw anybody else either. So I completely understand that. But if you've got some pull and some power, dude, I'm all about that. I would greatly appreciate that for sure. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Why did you show us a picture of a Gracchus when Chris has mine right there to show instead? Now that I think of it, I did too. So that was probably a dumb move on my own part for multiple reasons. So there you go. I have one right in front of me with the new blade grind on it. Instead of the old version, this is the newer version. So there you have it. So, yeah, that was probably a goofy idea. Good point. The Gracchus is the one that you saw before. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. Thank you. That one's been all over the place. It's been reviewed by a bunch of channels. It's made its way through quite a few things. It's still making its way through channels now as people are getting in line to say, hey, can I review that? And it's like, sure, let me put you on the list. And it's just getting these all around and everything like that. So, unfortunately,
I was a Faithful EDC this weekend, took it camping with him, and he called me afterwards and just like, you guys nailed it. Like, this is, it worked amazingly. He goes, now, he's got to fight his wife over it because now she wants one too.
I just got it back today, actually. So I have to turn and burn on that one because it's got to go out to somebody else now. So that's now about to turn around and go right out to TC Blades. So,
Nice.
yeah, it's lots and lots of people are making the lists and saying, "Hey, can I check it out?" And so I'm trying to keep a running list going.
Start harassing.
Yeah, man, harass the hell out of them because I don't want to harass them. So you won't be dragging my name through the mud. Then you'll just be helping me. All my knives are dull. I need something to use for a week. Yeah, there's a list, man. There's a list. You gotta have to reach out to me, DM me. I'll put you on the list though. If you wanna get in on that, I can. We can make that happen, Captain.
Yeah, you can use ours.
I can wait. Yeah, the prototypes are meant to be used, right? I mean, the only way we know things work is by testing them out. And I know some people are like, I don't want to use the prototypes. How do you know it works good then? How do you know the blade geometry is what you want? How do you know it's testing out the way you need to? Cut the stuff with it, right? Like, that's just silly to me.
Well, that's what I told Faithful. I was like, use it this weekend. Use it just like you would do any other knife. I mean, any other folder, right? He's a fixed blade guy, so I don't want you batoning wood through it, but or batoning through wood. But use it the way that you would any other folder and compare it. And let us know where we fell short, where we could improve. And I told him I'm not fishing for compliments. I really want real feedback. So if we can make adjustments or changes. And he came back. He's like, nah, I wouldn't change anything. It was exactly what I wanted. It felt great in the hand. It worked exceptionally well. Super slicey. Yeah, all positive feedback. Like I was fishing for compliments, but really I wanted give us something to improve. And he's like, you guys are already making any improvement that I could think of. You guys have already addressed and what your production is going to be.
I'm sure it'll baton through wood for sure.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of what we were doing with when we got the prototypes. I mean, same thing that everybody else was saying, right? It's like, hey, these things are the things we want to address and we want to fix and stuff like that. And as we started to, jot down the lists and things like that, there was one thing that I wanted to get fixed, and I can fix it. But the problem is that I have to give up something else in return that I wasn't willing to give up. And so I am letting one thing go that we were going to do on the production model Gracchus that we're not going to do. And I will show everybody what that is. And it's so minimal that it's really not anything impactful. It's more of like a pet peeve thing. Okay.
And that is matter. Yeah.
Right there, that screw right there at the very end of the pocket clip, it sticks up 1/1000th of an inch. I mean, it's an absolute smidge. And I'm like, I want that flush. I don't want it sticking up. And they're like, okay. And then they came back and they said, you have to change the tooling from a T8 to a T6. And I was like, nope. That's not going to happen. I need that to be flush at a T8. And they're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And I was like, all right, leave it alone.
And it doesn't get in the way. It's just if you're admiring it and studying every bit of it, you can see it. But until you said so, nobody would have even noticed. And now they all want a refund. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. But here you have it. I mean, normal, no problem. And then right here, this is actually double thick and no issues. It goes in without a problem. So it does not impede or anything like that whatsoever on the pocket clip. So it was more of a
aesthetics
thing, little pet peeve. If you're not looking for it, you probably won't even notice it type of situation. But yeah, that's just how it had to be. I think it's awesome that y'all are actively getting it out there in people's hands. Look, I can only market so much. And at the same time, of course, I'm going to tell everybody my product is great, right? I need other people to tell people that my product is great. If I don't do that, that's a short-lived thing. I'm just the most biased person in the world. Chris is the most biased person in the world. It's our design. So we need people to handle that. And at the same time, when you're making your own designs, you tend to overlook things sometimes because of the fact that you're excited. And when you're excited and you're overlooking things, when other people handle it and they find something they don't like, that's where you want to learn from as well, right? It's not always about the good news that you get. It's about the pitfalls and corrections that you make along the way as well. So absolutely, it's necessary to get these things in there.
I love hearing the good things. I like it even better when people confirm what we think, but also anybody that can give us constructive feedback, I'd like to know as well.
Yeah. Good call, FT6. Yeah. Dude, we order extra parts, right? We have to be able to order warranty packs and stuff like that, so that if somebody does damage the knife or screw up a pivot or something like that, that we can make sure that we have parts for people. But that is a headache you're asking for, because it's inevitable. People are going to strip that damn screw out. And so if I can use a T8 instead of a T6 and avoid that at least a little bit, I'm going to do it.
I love modding Spydercos. But again, I know every time I'm grabbing a T8 and a T6 every single time. It just seems like they won't let go of the T6s. I'm going to guess that they bought them in bulk years ago. They got to go through them all.
Cheap.
I'm sure they make their own, I would assume they make their own.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Dragoon. To some degree, it is going to snug it up a little bit, but it's so minimal that, I don't know that it's going to matter one way or the other on that. I will say this. The next design, Chris and I have chosen to go with T10 tooling. So the next knife is going to be all T10s.
Wow.
Including the body screws. Because why the hell not?
Because
go big or go home.
Because T15s just seem ridiculous all the way around. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll be all right as long as you don't use the same supplier as Riot.
I'd say the T6s are, I don't like that there's T6s and stuff. I found out that underneath the clip is a T6 on the Voodoo.
Yeah.
Also, I found out that the Avalon is all T6 as well. And I'm like, wow, it's like I had the Dark Operator on right here.
Very nice.
T10, you say? Take my money. Robert, we plan to take your money, man. Don't worry about that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Deadhead, have a great night, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Appreciate you. We'll catch you soon, buddy.
Caleb, have you started taking apart knives and maintenance them and doing stuff like that yet? I know we talked a little bit about it, but
I want to, and I'm thinking the Gracchus is probably gonna be my very, very first one.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, then you can put it in a box and ship it back to us if you can't get it back together.
Hell.
There probably is a way, William. Is there a way to round off the top? Sure. It's right now, there's literally no effect on it. It's 100% visual, and I'm not concerned with it. That's just what it comes down to. So, if it was an issue, if it was sticking up, if there was a problem, there'd be a re-engineer and a redesign and everything else. But in the meantime, Chris and I are going to stand by this one and say, you probably are going to have the best pocket clip you've ever had in your life.
It's literally about as thick as my dental floss.
Yeah, and yet
There isn't
still
much
holds
coming out of
perfect
there.
retention. It
Yeah.
slides in and out beautifully.
What's up, Burning Stable?
Yeah. What's going on, Clayton?
T15 is good. I think
That-
T15 for a pivot is good. I don't know if T15 for the body is necessary. I don't know if it's necessary. Right? I guess it's fine. I think T10 is about as big as I think we need to go. Personally.
Yeah. T15 on the pivot, I like. Yeah, I agree.
Clayton, dude. What's up, dude? What's going
What's up,
on,
brother?
nerd? Speaking of a person that got the Gracchus, so Clayton has the Blurpinkle Gracchus right now. That was he was the person in line on that one, so he has one of the prototypes right now that he just got. So he actually showed it off today on the live that he was fidgeting around with it. So very cool of him, and I hope he enjoys it and is having fun with the Gracchus.
Hey Sam, when were you doing the shorts with the no like audio and stuff, like just you opening the knife and showing it and everything? Did you enjoy that more, or did you get more like views and people to check them out and stuff, or did you have better luck the other way you did your shorts?
So like you're talking about the ones most recently that I've been doing?
When you're on vacation, I think it was, or whatever.
Oh yeah. So I started it while I was on vacation, and I would stand outside, like at my father's house, on the docks of his house or in his backyard or whatever, and I was literally just film myself flicking a knife for like 2 minutes, and then I would just cut it down to like 30 seconds and put it out there. And I went from having a couple of 100, 300, 400 views to having 12 and 1,300 views instantaneously.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So I've just like, why do I keep making 2-minute long shorts and talking on this stuff and going through all this nonsense and talking about I don't need to do that. I can make 30 seconds and still give everybody what they're looking for out of it. They get to see the knife in all the different ways, hear the action, because that's what it is. I'm staying quiet and letting them hear it, right? Hear the lockup, hear the clickety clackities and everything like that. And then on the last 3 or 4 seconds of the video, I usually put the specs of the knife, the price, and who designed it. Pretty simple. And people have been, again, am I getting 10,000 views? No, I'm not getting 10,000 views, but I can certainly tell you that I'm getting 1,000 views on that, and I'm getting 1,400 views on that, and people are watching. So,
That's actually really good.
we're evolving. We're evolving. And you were just talking about taking knives apart with Caleb, Chris. One thing I would recommend highly for you is certain manufacturers, not all of them, but certain manufacturers in particular, Kubi, have an extremely dirty factory. And when you get their knives, if you take apart their knives, their oil is black. There's grit all around the inside of the detent track and everything else. And you can feel that grind when you're opening and closing it right out of the gate. Okay, when I get those knives, I take them apart. I clean everything down, strip all the oil off of everything, rub it down with some alcohol wipes, and clean out the detent track and all that kind of stuff, and clean up the bearings, put everything back together, fresh oil on there, close it back up. And the difference in the knife is night and day. And Chris, you had that one from 7+ Knives that was that button lock, right? And he's like, I don't know, there's just something wrong with this knife. I'm going to try and take it apart, see if there's something up with the spring. And like he cleaned that whole thing up, put it back together, and now the action's fantastic on that knife. Some knives are just, they come out so filthy. And if they do, if you feel that grind when you're opening it, I mean, just simplistic, right? If you just do this, you can feel. If it's not smooth, glassy feeling when you're doing this, and you feel like a gritty sound feeling in there, yeah, man, take the knife apart, re-oil everything, clean it all down, put it all back together. You don't have to change it to skiff bearings or any of that other stuff. Not saying that you shouldn't. I mean, some knives, skiff bearings make a big difference. Others, it doesn't. There you go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just cleaning that thing up, just getting that factory grit out of that pivot, out of that detent track, off of those bearings, cleaning it up, putting fresh oil in there, the difference in action, feel, and everything else is going to be, you're going to love the knife that you thought was just okay. So it does make a huge difference.
Yeah. And, you know, I would say start with like a frame lock, because that's the easiest to disengage and, you know, take apart, put back together. Then maybe go to like a liner, and then move to the things with springs. So, you know, you get into those, you get into like a button lock, and you got to get the pin or the spring right back in there. And again, for such an inexpensive knife, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you have more dexterity in your fingers than I do, but I struggle with them every single time, and I'm really close to just saying, okay, I need to start using tweezers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's filth. Like you gotta just get in there and get all that maintenance stuff out. And as far as like the springs and stuff like that, dude. So Chris is working on the knife, and he starts sending me videos. I'm so angry. I'm so frustrated. I lost my spring somewhere behind my workbench, somewhere in my garage.
I found both of those little things. I lost 2 springs. I found both of them. I was stunned.
Chris couldn't see a bus coming at him. Okay, he's so blind, and he found 2 springs in the garage. As far as I'm concerned, okay, that dude hit a hole in one twice in one night. Like, that is fantastic. Chuck it, yeah. Kubi is putting out some pretty good stuff recently. The one thing I would say is, just like I said, it's their factory grit. Like, that's the one thing that I'm noticing is Kubi is notoriously filthy. When they show up, I can almost guarantee every knife that comes out of Kubi that shows up at my house, I'm taking it apart right away, cleaning it up, putting it back together, and that action is going to be 10 times better than the way it showed up in that box.
Define that, Chuck. Is that impressed you was that a positive thing or not a positive thing? You said they surprised you. Is that a good or a bad thing? The surprise.
Good. Yeah, the good point. I did assume that was a positive, but that could be a negative.
It was too. Yeah.
Yeah, James. That's a good question. Well, that's a good assumption there, right? But I'm not going to say yes and no, because at the same time, they're going to be sent to Steven at Gecko, and Steven is meticulous with things, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does that himself. Just knowing him, okay, that guy is, yeah, he's a nitpicker when it comes to that. There you go. Speaking of a Pictus XL, that's Chris's new toy,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, that thing is spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether or not before Chris got it, it was broken down and cleaned by the previous owner, because he did buy it from Sever 7. But if it was not, then that knife came clean. So, because I got it sent to me, Sever 7 sent it to me because he usually sends me everything. And so I don't know why but he wound up sending it to me. And then while I had it, well, heck, if you're going to send knives my way, I'm going to review it. So I did a review on the thing, and I mean, instantaneously, I was like, wow, this thing is just money. Like, I knew right then and there, because look, if it was gritty and grimy and all that kind of crap, I was going to take it down and clean it up and put all that crap back together and give it to Chris all fresh, but wasn't necessary. So
yeah,
Loki, welcome back, my friend. Good to see you again. Thank you for coming back. Hope all is well. Let's see. Vosteed pre-26 came dirty. Got one that smelled like crack. Not that I remember what it smells like. Well, are you talking about crack? Or are you talking about like ass crack? Or, I mean, just
either way,
details,
memorable
dude.
smell. Yeah.
Full dress. Yeah, man. I seen that. It is nice, but that is, yeah, not for Pictus is great, but I don't know if I can do that one. I don't have any CAD files for my prototype, but would the knife and drawing of what I really want count, or do they need CAD files for sure? As a collaboration, they will only do it typically with CAD files. Now, I would be willing to bet you that if somebody like Neves or somebody like Metal Complex, if they want to do a collaboration, they could probably show up with a drawing on a napkin and they're going to take that. But for the layman like you and me, who are nobodies for the most part, they are going to want the CAD files. So at a minimum, you have to start off with giving them renderings. You never give them the CAD files outright. So my rule is simple. I will give you 2 views of a rendering. You make your decision as to whether or not you are interested to move forward. If you're interested to move forward, you have to send us contracts. Once those contracts are read through, reviewed, and signed, that is when you will get my CAD file. Because at that point, now we are bound. But before that, I'm not going to give you my intellectual property for you to go and do whatever the hell you want with it. So I have to protect Chris and I and our personal interests and business interests. So until we have some sort of business contract signed, you get nothing from me other than a couple quick views. But I hope that answered your question. But yes, you're absolutely going to need a CAD file for them to collaborate with you. OEMs, on the other hand, an OEM, they will do the CAD for you, but you're spending tens of thousands of dollars with them. So there's an investment there that goes along with this. So there's big difference. Your money's at risk in the OEM. Their money is at risk in the licensing and collaborations. I have a Kubi Drake and M390. Love the knife. It's great. Happy with Kubi. Kubi Drake. Is that new one that is kind of like a Warncliffe type of sheep's footy looking thing? Or is that a Kubi Drake? Kubi Drake. No, that is not. But yeah, that's a cool knife. Interesting blade shape. So that's an ad. So yeah, man, that's a cool looking knife. Yeah, that's that one's the cheap version, right? That's the G1014C version, but definitely a cool looking blade shape on it. I dig it. I like
kind of like a scimitar like blade shape.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking on that too. Very, very cool. Robert, I love knife maintenance. I love most knife maintenance. There is something very rewarding, comfortable, relaxing about doing it. But at the same time, when you're fighting something, it goes from really comfortable and calm and wonderful to stressful and pissing me off really fast. Like, I would imagine that Chris was having a lot of fun working in his garage yesterday on those knives. And then when those springs shot off, he instantaneously went from having a really good time to not having so much fun anymore. And I know that because he sent me messages and videos, and I could tell he wasn't having fun anymore.
You know what? The stone washing was fun. The acid etching was fun. The getting the sharpening was fun. Yeah, but the step
The
before the
acid
sharpening.
etching was fun. The tumbling was fun. Shooting the springs off, that
No,
sucked.
that smelled like crack. Yeah. Yeah, that was and again they went behind my workbench, and so it's like I'm gonna have to get everything out of that and pull it apart. And I also had a skiff bearing pop out and went rolling someplace, and I never found it.
That'll show up like 2 years from now. He's just gonna find some rusted out piece of crap freaking thing sitting in the corner of his garage somewhere. Oh, that's where it went.
Yeah, there it is.
12 ball, 1/16. There we go. I never thought much of Kubi. I think they have really stepped it up, at least with their OEMs. Last couple of years, Kubi has really turned up their OEM business a lot. I think they're doing really nice work. As far as their regular work goes, I think they've really divided the line pretty well now. As far as Kubi is budget, KB is premium, and they've done pretty good job at dividing that line and showing the differences there. And I mean, price is obvious, but even the quality. I mean, I was pulling out some budget bangers earlier, and I had a Kubi in my hand, and I was like, man, this thing sucks. I mean, it was just, I can literally play with the blade like this, but I mean, I cranked the pivot down as tight as I could. And I mean, there was still blade play on that thing. It's just, that's what you get for $32 or whatever it was. So you can't expect a whole lot out of that.
Well, and I think that Devo has done a really good job with them. I know Casey's put some knives through them. I think, yeah.
They actually did a really good job on this thing.
I've got a tall boy, but not a small boy, and it was hard for me not to buy the small boy because when I handled it at Blade Show, I was like, this, I can still get a full purchase on it, and I really do like the tall boy, and I was like, this would be nice to throw in my pocket, lightweight stuff.
Yeah, I never got a tall boy, but I did get a small boy, and I do like it. I like it actually quite a bit.
Zach Kennard in the house. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, man. Zach? Thanks for coming in and hanging out, dude. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about it the other day. I really, really like the small boy. The action on it is great. For a smaller knife, it still fits in a big hand. So design-wise, it's good. But damn, dude, Devo is dropping fire all the time. I can't keep buying. Like, I can't buy a Devo every month or every 2 months, right? I don't get me wrong, I want to, but I'm holding out. I'm holding out for certain ones. I can't buy everything. I want to support the people in the community, right? So like Tempest knives, when Casey drops knives, I want to buy one from him, but every one of them I'm not going to buy from him. And he knows that. And, Kevin, same thing. Kevin and Colin, like, they know I can't buy one of every Devo all the time. But, I'm waiting because that Fireball that they're going to be releasing with the Integral, oh, boy. Like, that is that is my favorite Devo knife, is the Fireball. And so when that one comes out, I can assure you I'm getting one of those. The Growler V3 is absolutely fire. It is 100% a fantastic knife. I have handled that, and it is fantastic. I am not buying one. As much as I really, really had to, and you can ask Chris, all the way up through the night before and the morning of, I was like, I think I'm going to buy one. No, I don't think I'm going to buy one. I'll buy one in 154 CM. No, I'm not going to buy one. Like, I just went back and forth on it, and finally I was just like, dude, you're fighting yourself here. You have to stop. So, yes, Tempest knife designs have absolutely gotten better. And as Casey is expanding his partnerships as well, he's got that one, and I don't remember. I think it's called the Inflow now. He had it called the Lightning, but now he's changed the name to the Inflow. That one's through Riot, and that one's actually really, really nice. That one's special, actually.
You know, the icicle through KB is fantastic.
Yes. Yes, the icicle is really, really nice on that too. KB did an absolutely phenomenal job putting that one together.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, and this isn't just to the icicle. This is just in general. So KB has started dabbling in some of these other materials, crystal tie, zirca tie, things like that. Dude, $568 for a freaking knife that is like a production KB knife? Like, nope.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I didn't buy
That's
it
a little
for that
much.
reason either, but because the same thing, it's like I liked it, but I would much rather at that price, I'd much rather just go buy a Chris Reeve, you know. And I know that's not your thing. You could find a lot of others, probably in an Arno Bernard or something like that, and or and so yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Sanders, I mean, that's the thing, right? You kind of got to make your choices on that one, especially when Kevin has 7 or 8 prototypes lined up for what he's going to be making. So, I mean, he's already ready to go for his next one and his next one and his next one. And so, I mean, he tugs the purse strings constantly, and there's just no way to keep up with it.
Mhm.
Clayton sub to you, Volt. There you go, dude.
Thanks, bro.
So
Appreciate it.
yeah, so for those of you that weren't here earlier, I'll say it again. Caleb is from the VoltEDC channel. Is a newer channel in the EDC community here. He's doing some great stuff. He has a lot of fun videos that he does unboxings and stuff like that. He's got a really nice bunch of knives in his collection there as well. Shows off some really good stuff. And hopefully you guys support him. Head over to VoltEDC. Make sure you give a subscribe to his channel. Help him grow and do what you guys all do best, which is supporting everybody here in the community because you guys have backed us. You've backed so many of the other channels. Clayton and Burning Stables Forge is another one. Gunmetal James is another one. We all kind of rallied behind, Kelly's Mishmash lately, things like that. There's so many channels that everybody's gotten behind. So let's get behind Volt EDC as well. Let's help him grow. He's in there. He's in chat groups. He is in the community, being a part of it, commenting on videos, watching other people's content and stuff like that. So he's an active part of the community as well. And it's always cool to see somebody when they're kind of early on in their career, their content career, and how they evolve over time. They learn what works, what doesn't, how it fits their personalities and stuff like that. And you see their content kind of take off in its own right. So very, very cool thing. So let's get behind Volt. Please give him a sub. That would be awesome. Crystal Tie needs to be, I should probably highlight that. Crystal Tie needs to proliferate and get cheaper. Man, it was not super, super expensive, and then it became super hot item that everybody wanted to do crystal tie, and it just went through the roof, right? So, I don't disagree. I think it is a little bit overpriced right now, but they're striking while the iron's hot, so to speak, because of the fact that it's a hot item. I don't know if I have. I know the knife. I don't know if I can't remember if I've handled one of those.
Megatherium. I have not. I've heard of it. I've seen people review it and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, if anybody's interested in one of those, Megatherium, reach out to Loki over here and see if you guys can work out a trade or something like that. He might be able to. Maybe there's something good for you guys to work out on that one. Megatherium is a cool knife. It's a mean looking aggressive thing, but it's a cool looking knife. I just don't remember whether or not I've handled it. Dude, when you handle thousands of knives a year, sometimes it's very easy for you to just forget one, right? It seriously is.
That's one thing
Let's
I
see.
hope that whenever, like, I always worry like I'm in the honeymoon phase of like buying knives, and then like as I'm opening them up, I get less and less enthusiastic. But I'm hoping it doesn't die off because I really enjoy it. I feel like a kid on Christmas, like opening up their brand new PlayStation or N64 or Super Nintendo or Nintendo, the newest versions of stuff, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah,
and then learning all the
is.
different stuff is great too. Like I've had people in the comment section saying, "Oh, this is a different kind of steel than this," and I'm like, "Oh, I actually messed up," and I was gonna redo the video. I actually started saving the videos so I can re-edit them if I need to and give credit where credit's due. I just give it in top 10 comment on the last one. I feel bad for giving bad info. I don't want to give bad info, but I'm still just learning too, so I don't really know the difference between steels and everything else.
You do a really good job of correcting and pointing out mistakes that you've made too. I think that's really good. Is you're very transparent with any mistakes that are made.
You own it, and that's completely okay. Denying it, arguing it, ignoring it, no good. But just owning it, saying, "Yeah, you know what, I screwed up," and it's like, "That's my bad." Whatever, you're correct. Thanks, Joe Schmo, for pointing out that I said the wrong steel type, the wrong grind, whatever it might be. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Zach Cunard, appreciate you, supporting everybody. You're awesome, dude.
Like I hope nobody died because I said 3V instead of 4V. I hope that it really didn't cause some sort of distress with somebody and they had a heart attack.
Yeah, that's it. This isn't life and death, right? It's EDC. It's passion and interest and stuff like that. And we have all started somewhere where we didn't know, and we've had to learn. And
but Sam, I mean, even like the other day we were talking with one of the knives I had, and I was like, it's a stone wash. Like, I think that's a bead blast. And we had to look it up to see because we were both like, yeah, it could probably be either one. And, and we've been doing it for, quite a while now. I think there's always there's a learning curve, and then there's so many things that are blending right now. Some of the techniques and things like that, it's hard to keep up on everything, but also it's very challenging to be an expert on every aspect of what's being done, from metallurgy to finishes, and what's the difference between a Cerakote versus a PVD versus DLC, and understanding those differences. There's just so much to know.
Yeah, there is. It's a hell of a lot of information. Loki, the answer to your question is 50. I just looked it up because I couldn't remember. It was a long time ago on this channel. To do that, you need 50 subscribers to go live. And I just realized and apologize. I thought I was subscribed to you, but I just subscribed to you. So you have 48 now. So folks, he needs a couple more. Loki, go over, subscribe to Loki's channel, give him some love so that this guy can go live and we can all hang out and be a part of a new community of somebody. He's a designer, by the way, and I actually have one of his knives over here. And he makes some crazy wild stuff. So, he's another really interesting member for the community. It's Loki. I don't know if you are okay with it. Are you okay with me showing your prototype on the live? I don't want to overstep my boundaries here and show something I'm not supposed to show. So let me know if you're okay with me showing your knife. If you are, I'm happy to pull it out. Yeah, man. So awesome. Cool. Give me 1 second.
How come I can't find Loki?
Because you are blind. I told everybody that before, that you couldn't see a bus that would hit you in the face.
Hey, Loki, attach your channel as the link in the chat.
All right, let me
I got it.
Check out this monster.
You get that, Chris?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a monster.
Whoa.
I mean, look at the thickness on the spine here. I mean, you can field dress a freaking Buick with this thing. It is an absolute monster. And you guys will see a review on this pretty soon. No pinch grips or anything, no draw cuts. This is not a pinch grip all day, as Cole would say. But this thing is absolute hog, and we're going to drop some content on this with some use. Loki gave me the all clear to use the knife, so we're going to do a little bit of work with this one on video and show everybody. So it's really, really cool. Very, very, very cool, actually.
Loki, congratulations. You can now go live stream.
There you go. Loki,
There you go.
you have broken through your 50, the plane of 50 there. So I hope that you go live, man. And if you do, if you need help with anything, reach out, brother. I'm happy to help you out. So very, very cool.
Starting out low and working your way up is the hardest part. Once you get going, I learned from I don't even want to try pronouncing his name. I would butcher it. But the owner of Polish Custom Knives, I was contacting him back and forth, and they're the nicest people you'll probably ever want to meet. They're so genuine and honest, truthful. They were saying I was saying how I would like to get a Tesseract version of their knife. I'm not sure what model, what blade shape, what finish, and all that stuff. But that's what I want. And he's like, it's okay. Take your time. It's, enjoy the journey. It's not, a full on, it's not a sprint, but a marathon, collecting knives and all that. So I'm like, I take that to heart, and that's what I'm starting to live by now. So
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool, man, because that is right. Right? We're not old. You're not old. Chris is old as hell, but
I'm old.
But we've got a lot of years of collecting left, and trying to. At the end of the day, he who dies with the most knives still dies, and what are you going to do? You're going to try and jam as much as you can in here, and then later on, you're not going to be able to enjoy it or whatever. So, enjoy the journey. That's actually really good advice, and something that I never really thought of. And
you and I have both literally talked about buying new homes for more space for our knives.
That is true. I'm actually shopping for land with my wife to build a forever home, just so that I can put a workshop in the back, so I can begin to build custom knives. And not only that, but so that I can have more space to put more knives in there. So Chris does make a good point on that, but that's just because Chris and I have sick problems, and that is that we bring a lot of knives in, but we really don't put a lot of knives out.
I probably have somewhere between 200 and 300 in arm's reach right now, and I couldn't find the Ether came up earlier, and then the Growler, and I was going to grab the Growler XL and the Ether, and neither one of them were with an arm's length, so they're in the one of the other cases someplace else. I'm just like, I've got to get everything together in one spot.
Yeah, it's getting to be a pile, right, on both of our sides. My knives here, I have a huge 6-foot safe next to me over here, and inside there, the top 2 shelves are all knives. I'm filled to the brim with that.
How wide is your safe, though? You said 6 foot tall. What is it? 4 feet, 5 feet wide? Another 4 or 5 feet deep?
It's probably close to 4 feet. It may not quite be 4 feet, but it's every bit of at least 40 inches wide, and it's every bit of 6 feet tall.
Yeah. So where I was going with that is, it isn't just a tall, narrow safe. There's plenty of space for a lot of knives in there, and instead of going, hey, you know what, maybe I ought to cut back, or maybe we'll figure out something different. You're just like, let's go get a bigger house.
Yeah, there's nothing says you have a problem like that. Like, oh, my collection's gotten too big. Let's move. I'm late, but I'm here. Sorry I fell asleep early. Steel City, it's cool, man. You made it. We appreciate you. Welcome in.
It's all
Thanks for
good,
hanging
bro.
out with us.
Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping by.
Southern Cal EDC made it in. I seen you, Matt.
What's up, Matty? What's good,
Not
dude?
Matt.
So Matt was talking to me earlier today, and what he said was that he said that the thumbnail I made for us today is not as cool as his thumbnail from last week. You know, that's a very biased opinion, but he also said that his mother thinks the same thing. So just so you know, apparently now when we have guests, there's going to be this genuine competition thing where the folks are going to be looking at how good of a thumbnail I've put together for their guest appearance on the channel or something. So
Well, but in fairness, Matt's mom also told him that he was the most handsome boy and he could be anything he wanted to be when he grows up. So you have to take that with a grain of salt.
look, I'm going to stop you right here, Chris. We abused Matt on the channel last week. He's not even able to vocalize a defense this week. So I think we should. I don't think we should beat him up all too much.
I'm waiting for my text message to go off of him saying, sending me something.
That's hilarious. The Collector's Edge is in here. What's up, dude? How are
Hello,
you?
sir.
What's up, bro?
Welcome in. Thanks for
Man.
catching the live for a little while tonight. Appreciate you. And folks, just so you know, the Collector's Edge, we're going to have them on the channel. There's 2 of those guys, just like us. So we're going to have 4 people going on live that night. But we're going to have those guys on our live pretty soon as guests. And if you guys aren't going to want to miss that one, because you want to talk about some really cool high-end gorgeous knives and collections. I mean, these guys have some stunners, and that one's going to be a really fun one to take a look at what they got going on, why they're doing what they're doing. So they're less about the EDC, more about the collecting part of the aspect of the knife community thing, but still really, really cool stuff. They got really nice stuff there. And if you haven't checked out their channel, definitely recommend going over and checking out the Collector's Edge. Very cool stuff that they got going on over there. And I'm looking forward to having them on the channel and getting to know those guys and talking through things and stuff like that. So really, really good people. So literally run down, grab my knives, about 2 minutes flat. I see them every morning. That's hysterical, man. That's absolutely hysterical. I don't have near as many knives as some. I got a $70 wooden tool cabinet from Harbor Freight. Serves the purpose.
Yeah.
Dude, that's all you need, man.
Yeah.
How many people in the community use like Harbor Freight, like toolboxes and stuff like that, right? Like whatever has draw capacity that you could put them in, that you feel like your knives are going to be safe and stored properly or whatever, like cool, use that, man. I mean, whatever. Like there are a lot of people that don't even have cases like drawer cases like that, right? They keep them all in these like things, these bins and boxes. And I mean, I'm out of drawer space over here now my safe is just being filled up with knives. It's ridiculous. So I get it. Anyone is interested, I have a 2024 Shed Knives US Tonto and Resilience, both brand new in box, both signed by me since I helped make them. $170 US Tonto, $140 for the Resilience. Just let me know. There you go. If anybody's interested in one of those and he helped make them, reach out to Loki. That's really pretty cool right there.
That is really cool.
For sure, dude.
I'm looking forward to actually making one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to making one too. I just, it sucks more than anything else is it is so the space that it takes to get the stuff in there to work safely and stuff like that. Like I don't have the space right now, which is why I'm not even messing with it. Once I get into my next place, like I'm going to have dedicated space to that. There's going to be, obviously the normal stuff that you see in knife shops, but my intention is buying a CNC machine and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm going to go full balls to the wall. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Totally looking forward to joining you guys on live stream. Yeah, man, we're looking forward to it too, dude. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be really interesting. And it's going to be a great opportunity for us, obviously, to get to know you and you to get to know us. But in addition to that is to get some interaction with the community. I have found that we have gotten so much closer to the people that are sitting here in this chat with us right now, and many that have made their way through and passed and had to leave earlier today. But so many of them that we know and call friends now because we've actually had interaction and we've gotten to know each other, and they're not just seeing a set of hands or hearing my voice or Chris's voice on a video, but they're actually getting to know us with real-time interaction. And that makes a huge, huge difference. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Wyvern, I'm scared to send you my most expensive knife I own, but I definitely still need to talk to Sam about sending a few others he makes to you. So if this helps in any way, shape, or form, Loki, and there's no pressure for you to send that. I know you had sent me a picture of that one knife that you said you were gonna be willing to send me, but anything that somebody else gives me that is not my own goes in the safe. It's locked up and nobody else can get to it. And this thing is fire resistant and flood resistant, and it's got a double locking code system, and it literally weighs 1,000 pounds. Okay, it's going to be the safest that knife is ever going to be right here. I won't cut anything with it. I won't do anything with it. When I work on my desktop, I work on a rubberized matte top on my desk. So if I drop the knife, it won't be damaged or anything like that. Like, I'm extremely careful with that stuff. So, and again, if you're not comfortable, please don't send it. There's no pressure for you to send me something crazy and expensive. But if you want me to make content for that maker that you and I had discussed in DM, I'm absolutely willing to do it. But I just want to let you know that I keep other people's stuff locked up because I don't want the responsibility of having that at risk in any way, shape, or form. So I keep those the safest. And it doesn't matter the price point, right? Chris was just over my house a day ago to pick up a couple of knives. He had loaned me one, and then the other one was that Pictus XL that he was sent to me directly. And I mean, the first one was Sever Sevens Get Some. And I mean, that's not a super expensive knife, but it's not my knife. That goes in safe. I don't want that at risk in any way, shape, or form. So just letting you know how I treat other people's stuff.
And he won't let me try to do the old reach around on your knife.
No, that's because Chris launched one of my knives, and he threw one of my knives on the ground and actually messed up my floor and everything.
Well, what we learned was the tip on that particular knife is durable. I mean, there were some positives that came out of it.
He treated that knife very well.
Yeah. So all wasn't bad out of that.
That is absolutely hysterical. So it was my Goblin XL. I have a black Goblin XL. And I was showing Chris the knife, and he was fidgeting it, and it's, oh, this is great. You can fidget it so easily in so many different ways. And I mean, the front flipper on that thing sits so high above the pivot that it's effortless to front flip that thing. And so Chris was like, I'll front flip it from a reach around. And he went, boop, and the thing went, whee, right out of his hand. And I was like, ugh.
and straight down into his wood floor.
Yep, just like that. And I was like, and immediately I didn't even look at the floor. I was like, is my knife okay?
Yeah.
And Chris was like, I chipped your floor. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. Is the knife okay?
Okay?
Yeah, I gotta find some time this week to send out my DLC.
But I'll talk to Jack from Shed Knives and see if it's still dude, I'm nowhere near ready for that. I'm literally, if I bought the property tomorrow, I'm a year away. At least a year away from that. So, I appreciate you reaching out, man, but I don't have any place to put it. I don't have any ability to do it right now. So I don't want to waste their time or yours or mine. So we're going to wait till we're ready for that before we shop CNC machines. But I do appreciate you thinking for me, dude.
Caleb, what do you have to do with yours?
I have to send it off to Derek. He's gonna see if he can fix the detent on it and also like work on it a bit because it's got a really strong detent. And he said that not only mine came in that way, but like they were all not QC'd the same way. Like all of them had different kind of detent like strength to them.
Yeah, mine came out just fine.
Yeah, so
that's the usurper, right?
Yep, DLC.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love the knife. It's just really strong, hard to front flip and everything too. So
mine was DLC too, and it was just fine.
Well, so the prototypes were not hard to front flip, but I will say that if you're not like really tuned to do it, it does have a very strong detent. And there has been multiple people that have talked about that. As a matter of fact, the first person that talked about it was Rob's Nerdy Knives. He put skiffs in the prototype, and then he was like, he was going to adjust the detent on it. And then I think Sever7 left the chat and didn't approve whether he could or couldn't. So he didn't want to mess with it and he left it alone. So if you want an easier way to do it, you're going to just need to soften the detent on that, and that just means that you're going to have to disassemble the knife and do a little bit of massaging into position, if you will, and possibly I would have to take a look at it to see whether or not it's because of the detent ball or because of where the lock bar is, because if the lock bar is moved over too much, then your pressure's coming off of the lock bar, not necessarily the ball.
Okay.
So, but it can be done. It can be adjusted. Steel City, thanks for coming and hanging out tonight, dude. We appreciate you. Get some sleep, man. Have a great night. We'll catch you on the next one, my friend. Let's see here. Anybody else pop in here? I know we've had a few people here. I have 6 Cabal cases. I need to upgrade to Nalpac. I have a Pelican rifle case. I'm getting foam cut for knives. Yeah, man, that's another way to go as well, right? Is all the Pelican plastic cases with the foam inserts and stuff like that. I mean, I have one of those. I know Chris has some of those as well. I don't store my knives in there. I use them really as travel cases. So like when we go to Blade Show or whatever, I'll take either a knife roll or I'll take a hard case with me and bring down a bunch of knives in there, and I know they're safe and protected that way.
Yeah, you know what I've done too is I've got
That's exactly right, Collector's Edge. Screw the floor. Look at the knife. Exactly, man.
Yeah. So the Harbor Freight has these magnetic pads, and so they just you could put them on the side of your car and hang your tools on it while you're working on your car or whatever. I bought a bunch of them and lined my toolbox in my garage with it, and I just started putting knives in there. So every time I open and close the drawer, they wouldn't go flying all over the place. So I put a few of those magnetic things down, and then I've got them lined up, and it holds they're super heavy magnets, so it holds everything in place. And that's one of the things that I've started doing to, move some out, in particular ones I want to do project stuff with, or I'm going to sharpen or whatever. I just take it all down there. And so I've got half a dozen to a dozen sitting in the drawer now, ready to be worked on. And so that's, those have been really, really good. And again, it's Harbor Freight, so it's pretty inexpensive. That is a very high quality product.
Yeah, for sure. Wicked Dream Designs is up in here. Have you been lurking, buddy? What's going on?
What's up, man?
Aloha, my
Wicked?
friend. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out, man. Robert says his detent was perfect. So, Robert, it was probably perfect for you because you probably love a really good stiff detent. Like Chris and I really love like a nasty, snappy, like work for it detent as well. So for us, same thing. It's like that's a good detent. But for other people that don't like that, or they like a I can't speak, a medium detent. I sound like Porky Pig right there. That's pretty terrible. Yeah, if somebody wants a medium detent, like that is definitely on the stiffer side on that. So I get that for sure.
Yeah. Baptism, no, that there's no marring on the knives at all.
Give me all the detent. That's hysterical. Yeah, it's no, your stuff is you keep good care of your stuff. You just throw my stuff.
Yeah.
Paul Mills, did the Gracchus sell out? No, the Gracchus did not sell out. We sold almost everything that we set aside for pre-orders. We only had, gosh, there weren't many left that we had in the pre-orders to go on that. And I think we had one DLC left. I think we had 5 or 7 Blurpinkles left, and then we had 20 or something like that between the other 2 finishes for what we preset for the pre-order. Keep in mind that wasn't how many the total order is going to be, because we didn't want to just sell what was in the pre-order and then not have anything to do drops. So we wanted to hold ourselves to a certain limit within that. So it was close, but we didn't sell out there. And then we will have probably probably about 130-ish knives to sell in drops when the production knives arrive. So we'll do probably 2 drops. We'll probably split them and do 2 drops. And then we're going to do a couple of one-off projects. So we're going to come up with a couple of things that we might do something interesting with the Gracchus to make it one of a kind. And then we'll either do some giveaways on one, we'll do auctions on others and stuff like that. So there'll be some unique ones. We're definitely, we've got some surprises up our sleeves, folks. Let us have a little bit of fun with this. But no, we didn't sell them out, man. You will have opportunity for the Gracchus. I assure you all, there will be some available.
It's one of those things where we wanted to limit how many are purchased because we've got to QC all of them, make any tweaks, adjustments, clean them, put them in the boxes, sign all the COAs, etc. So for us, it was it was one of those things where we had to be able to manage all of them when they come in. So we had a limit really as to what we wanted to sell. Because otherwise, you figure if it takes 10 or 15 minutes per knife, that's quite a lot of time to be able to distribute them all and get all the shipping labels and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a team that's gonna be coming here. So we have people already lined up that are gonna come and help us QC the knives and stuff like that. So we'll be able to knock them out at a relatively good click. I didn't want to get it to where production was going to be lengthened because of the quantity. So Chris and I had already determined beforehand that we were going to cut this off at some point. the general rule, and it's not necessarily like a hard set in stone rule, but the general rule is for every 100 is a month. So 3 months for 300, 4 months for 400, so on and so forth. Well, we basically said it was going to be 4 to 5 months for production. Now, 30 days of that 4 to 5 months was the pre-order, which means that there's 4 months after the pre-order closes for production. So at the most, we could sell 400 knives was what we were maxing ourselves to do. So Chris and I did not have to order 400 knives because we just did not sell that many. But we ordered our MOQ of 300 knives. We're going to get those out there and everything like that. And that's cool. We're happy with that. We feel we did very successful in our pre-order. We literally sold half of our stock in pre-order. That's pretty damn good. And on top of that is that 300 is not including the extra knives that we have to order for warranty purposes, the extra knives that, well, I mean, let's face it, this is our first knife design. Chris and I both want one of every kind that we got because we just want one of our own, right? It's like there's just something about that. Like, I don't think I'm going to do that for every knife design, but I definitely know that for the first one, that's just something very memorable. And, you know, I want to be able to look back at that 20 years from now and be like, this was really cool. This was our first one. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's not including those. So there was actually more than the MOQ. So when I was able to tell Best Tech, hey, we're not ordering the minimum, we're going to order a little bit more, and they were like, oh, really? Like, they were not expecting that out of us, and that was pretty cool. Chris, do you know what those magnetic things were called by chance?
Yeah, I put it in there, the Icon magnetic tool chat.
Okay, cool. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I know Collector's Edge said that he thought that was an intriguing thing, so that it may be something that he'll look at as well. That's very cool of you. Thank you. Production since buying production since I can't run, spent too much time in tight spaces, huff and primer. Dude, gotta say, if there's nothing else, Dragoon is always here for the laughs, man.
Absolutely.
It's funny, dude.
Gunmetal James at 1147. Dude, I have made direct flights to Los Angeles and San Francisco, and I believe Sacramento. So, you can fly here and help.
Yeah, man. If you want to come here and help, I will absolutely do that. You are welcome to sit at my dining room table with a bunch of knife nerds and have a bunch of laughs and flick knives for hours on end. I would welcome you anytime, brother. Bring Shay with you because we can use all the extra hands we can get. That being said, though, I do understand. And that's honestly a big reason why a lot of you aren't hearing from us as far as, hey, will you come and QC with us? It's because if you're not local, I'm not expecting you to travel, 5 hours away to help us QC. Faithful EDC is one of the people that's going to help us QC, but Faithful lives an hour south of us, right? So he's going to come and drive up and we'll all sit around and QC knives. That's just the reason why we're choosing the people that we were. If there were other people around that are in the area or something like that want to come and do it, man, hell yeah. More the merrier. We'll absolutely open my home up to you and let you all hang out with us and flick knives.
Wicked dreams. There you go.
Yeah. Are you guys dealing directly with Jillian? Yeah, I'm dealing with Jillian and why am I drawing a blank here? That's terrible. We were hanging out with her at Blade Show, dude.
I want to say Selena or
Selena. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was about to say Stephanie, and I knew it started with an S. Yeah, we're dealing with Jillian and Selena dude. And both of them are outstanding. They're wonderful people. They are extremely responsive, and they have kept to just about everything that I've asked or that we've asked for timelines and stuff like that. If they say, hey, give us a week to get this information to you or something like that, they are adhering to that timeline, and I'm not having to chase them down for information. So they've been really, really good to work with. So yes, those are the people we are working with for sure. I'll QC them right before I put them on my shelf, and a nice IOU in the box. To just be sending out empty boxes. Man, this feels really light. I guess shipping is going to be cheap on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I expect it to be heavier.
Yeah, I would get wanting your own knife design for sure. I used Baby my prototype till I thought, well, geometry needs to be tested. Yeah, man. And look, if you want to get a prototype and tuck it away because you don't want to damage it or whatever, I get like you put one away, but you have to prepare to have prototypes that need to be used and abused. I know that Chris and I cannot stand behind our product if we haven't put it to the test and put it through its grinds and all that kind of stuff. And Chris is a guy that really pays a lot of attention to blade steels and things like that. He does a lot of the R&D kind of stuff for us. And so one of the things he does is he reprofiles blades, and he'll grind and he'll sharpen and stuff like that. He wants to see, how does the blade steel hold up to sharpening? Does it give you a good burr? Does it, sharpen and back up? Does it strop up really nice when you've just kind of need a little bit of edge put back onto something? Things like that. I mean, these are the types of things that are necessary. But then obviously, I mean, heck, Chris and we have a video somewhere. I don't remember when we put it out, but we put a video out there, and it was just a quick short because I didn't want to spend an hour on camera showing all the miscellaneous nonsense. But we cut cardboard and rope and ratchet and not ratchet straps, zip ties, toe straps, leather gloves. What was it? Pressure treated wood from your old deck.
Yeah, deck spindles.
Yeah, deck spindles. I mean, we beat the living crap out of it. And then at the end we did, and I know I may hear some slack about this because, I get it. But at the end of all that, Chris turned the thing backwards, put it to a 2x4, and beat the spine against the 2x4 so hard that the indentations of the jimping was on the wood. And that was just, hey, how solid is that lockup? We weren't worried about what it was doing to the knife. If the knife broke, the knife broke. But the fact was, we wanted to see, what kind of lockup was this thing holding on to, and is this knife safe? Right? We're putting our names on that. It's necessary.
And on this next design, we talked about ordering a prototype that we will break, because we want to see how far it will go. And I want to do things like, knock it off of a ladder, a 6-foot step ladder. Somebody's up on one and it falls and breaks. I want to have a couple drops onto the concrete and see how it holds up. Just things like that.
Ooh, that sucks, dude. That sucks a lot.
Yeah. You name that knife the Shrek. Like, you cut me deep, Shrek. You cut me deep.
Yeah. And Chris, you were just talking about like ordering one to purposely like beat and break and everything like that. And Dragoon, you're going to be really happy about this, but you kind of had a hand in the inspiration of that, right? Is Chris was talking about, hey, like, let's stand on the ladder and basically throw it onto the concrete. Like if you were a worker and you were carrying that knife and it slipped from your hand or fell out of your pocket, how would it hold up from those falls? Things like that. And I mean, he makes a good point on that, right? I mean, the the knife isn't always just going to find its way to a collection for the collector. There are going to be people that are going to carry that in their daily jobs and use it and beat on it. And, you know, can we say that it's going to hold up in the daily rigors of a blue collar worker or, you know, something like that? And
Yeah. And Dragoon, I want to cut like PVC with it, like deburr with it. What size PVC would you recommend? Like, what are you actually using your knives to cut? And yeah, Bob, it'll definitely hold some hardware down. These are really strong magnets.
you started a trend, Chris.
I
Bob Tism,
like
Bob
them.
Tism's doing it now. James is doing it. Everybody's going to want one of these
You know,
magnetic mats tomorrow. Watch, it's going to be all
I-
sold out. We don't have an
I-
affiliate link. You damn jerk.
well, I know. Well, what's funny is I went into Harbor Freight and I was watching them for a while and they were, hey, what's up, Sever? I went into Harbor Freight when I saw them in stock. I just kept watching my app, and I've got a Harbor Freight about 10, 12 minutes away from me, so it wasn't a big deal. And I went in and they had like 8 of them and I bought 6. And the guy looks at me, he's like, you're not reselling them on the black market, are you? And I'm like, no. He's like, we can't keep these things in stock. So, but I did want all 8. I just didn't want to be a jerk.
Did anyone else see the goober on Insta trying to baton wood with a serrated para 3 lightweight salt? Good times. That sounds like an EDC Guggen if I've ever heard one. That dude should have his knives immediately taken away. What a spaz.
I don't know who you saw. Man, I forget the guy, the channel's name, but I enjoy watching him. And he goes out of his way to show how superior serrated blades are at cutting than what a regular straight edge is. And I mean, they do outperform, they outcut, you know, for sure. There's no question about it, but they're not near as fun. And man, I want a couple serrated just to play with and do tests, but they were inspired by watching him. So
Rolf Robertson's in
one.
here. What's up, dude? I didn't see you before, so if I missed you, I apologize.
What's up,
Welcome
Rolf?
in, appreciate you. And Apex Carry EDC.
Apex.
What's going on, Robin? Thank you for coming in and hanging out as well. I apologize if I missed you earlier, but good to see you, my friend. Yeah, serrated knives. I'm not saying they don't have their purpose or their use or anything like that. I don't have an interest in them. They're, like you said, they're not fun. I don't have a real world use case for one in my own life. And so for me, it's like I don't need a serrated edge to open my Amazon box. You know, I don't hard use my knives. I have a couple that I do, like if I have to go hard use, I'm going to use those. But for the most part, I have a lot of knives that I just don't really use.
When
I prefer to keep pretty.
Yeah, when Spyderco gets around to making a Magnamax and where I don't have to sharpen it forever, then I'll probably get one.
Ever watch Dutch Bushcrafter
Bushcrafters.
knives? Those dudes are crazy torture tests. They look like they're having so much fun.
Oh yeah, they legitimately shoot knives.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you have a channel that's like dedicated to it and like there's support behind it, like I'm sure that's a blast, right? Like if I have to pay for those though to abuse them, like I can't do that. I don't have it in my soul.
But those are 2 guys that are just good buddies that get along great and they feed off of each other. And early on we would try to record and and we might spend 5 hours to make 8 minutes, but 4.5 hours was laughing and making fun of each other, so and having fun with it. And those guys capture a lot of that. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, if you ever want to see some of our real early content, a few knife videos in when we first started, we did a review on Chris's Rosie XL. And that was absolutely hysterical because every time I had some little weird slip, Chris would catch me on it. And at one point I said, you know, because the front scale is a purple fat carbon, the back is titanium, and I said that I prefer to have my front scale and my back scale match. And I think the words I used were I prefer my dress to match my heels or something like that. And Chris said something along the lines of I would be scary in a pair of heels or something like
And a
that. I mean,
dress. Yeah.
yeah, it
But
was.
but you know what? Those were the clips that we could keep.
Yeah, yeah. There were some ones where we were like, yeah, that needs to be edited out. Especially when we didn't realize that the stop remote to the camera wasn't working. So we'd click it and then we'd start rattling on and saying stuff. And then the next thing you know, we had 21 minutes of us saying ridiculous nonsense to each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, that's got to get scrapped. So
Yeah.
very, very funny stuff. We had good time, but you know, Chris's days look very different than mine now. You know, my job affords me a lot of more flexibility in most of my days, afford me more flexibility than Chris's does. I work in a large company and I have an established team that is pretty well-oiled machine that kind of runs itself and makes my life a lot easier. And not that I don't do anything during the day, that's certainly not the case, but if I need to take 20 minutes or I need to take a half hour to do something, I can do that. Whereas, you know, Chris sent me a message the other day and he was like, dude, I gotta go to sleep. I have to be up in front of my computer at 6 a.m. I was like, good God, geez, hell no. Right. So, I mean, he works in a small company where he has to wear more than one hat, and the reliance on each position is a lot more. And so, therefore, it takes a lot more out of him during the day. And then,
I'm
obviously, having a toddler at home doesn't help either because when
Yeah.
he's off of work, he's still working.
Yeah. You know, it's yeah, I'm legitimately working 3 full-time jobs currently. With with what we're doing and where we're at and the pace we're growing. And so it's an exciting time to be there, but you're right. I mean, it does take away from when we worked together at the same company, I could have knocked off 2 hours at about any given point on just about any single day, and things would still be operating well. You get everything set up and established and the foundation set, and then you really just have to be available for any kind of escalations.
Yeah. Dan Stan, what's up, dude?
So
Yeah,
that's
those
it.
smaller companies like that take a long time to get to that point where you get there. And I know that because that's where I came from, right, Chris? Before I where I am
Yeah.
now, the company that I was at was much smaller and I had to wear a lot of hats and I was working, gosh. When I met you and Dale to get hired in, what did I say I was working at that point? 80-hour weeks?
At least, yeah. 70 hours to you was a short week.
Yeah, 70 hours was a short week because most nights I was getting woken up at 2 or 3 in the morning for on-call purposes because I was lead engineer for this company and chaos was the norm. So, Dan Stan, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate that. We're not going to stay on but a few more minutes. It's after midnight here, so we are going to wrap it in a couple minutes. But thank you for coming in. And if you all are not subscribed to VoltEDC channel, make sure you give him a subscription. Okay, check out his content. Check out his channel. New and up and comer in the EDC community. A lot of cool stuff that he's doing. Cool collection that he's got going on over there, and he's trying to grow. We want to help him grow, and we like what he's doing, and we hope that you all do too. So make sure that you give him some support and some love, and head over there and check him out. And if you did not smash that thumbs up button here tonight on our live, make sure you go ahead and do that. We do appreciate that, and it really does help the channel quite a bit. So if you could be so kind, give us one of them smashes. We appreciate that very, very much. Loki getting over 50 subs. Hope I can make content you all enjoy in the future. Dude, I have no doubt that you will make some cool
Absolutely.
content in the future, man. We're glad that we were able to help give you a nudge at least tonight and get you some subs to get you over that. Like I said, man, if you need any help with anything, reach out. I am happy to give you any guidance, advice that you need on anything. I don't hold any secrets, trade secrets when it comes to making content. I'm trying to figure it out myself too, little by little. But
I haven't figured anything out yet.
dude, it is hard, man.
It
The road to 1,000 is tough. And don't get me wrong, like Southern Cali EDC made it look easy, right? Like he just came in and was like, and right up the ladder, and I was like, damn, man. Knife Pile, another guy that really made it look super easy. Like he came in just like in 6 months, he was like, ta-da, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. I was like, Jesus Christ. All right, but I will also say this, and I give them this credit. This is me knocking myself. I do not spend the time that they do in producing and editing what they put into their videos. I do my best to one cut everything because I'm like, dude, if I can just blab for 15 minutes here and say what I need to say, I can edit out a couple of my mistakes and be done. Like, again, I work a full-time job. I have a family at home. I got things to do. And we run a business on top of that. My day looks like this. I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I come home, I have dinner with my family, and then I go and lock myself in the office again. And I'm making content and I'm drawing knives and I'm working through my pile of emails for the business as we're working through trying to figure out what's going on with designs and approving this and that and the other thing. So yeah, I mean, we're all working our tails off, right? And hopefully down the road, you all will see all the hard work and labor and what we're putting into this, and you guys see the end result. So it's going to be very, very cool.
Let's say if you're very passionate about that kind of stuff and you just start out making one video and then just keep making videos, don't stop, keep consistent with it, keep active. The community is really helpful, really supportive. I mean, thank you to Sam and Chris for having me on tonight. It was absolutely wonderful.
Oh man, you're welcome back anytime, man. It's awesome having people on, especially newer people that maybe a lot of the folks in the community aren't familiar with, and interacting with them and having some time with them is always cool. Seeing personalities, because like I said before, there's only so much you can get out of a pair of hands on a screen playing with a knife. Right?
This is true.
Interacting real time, having communication, seeing them having fun with other folks, and being able to reference a person and a personality makes a world of difference. So I hope you decide that you want to do some lives and stuff like that again. Figure out an easier way to do it. I can help you with that. I really don't put a whole lot in production into these lives, man. It's just a matter of having fun, having conversation with friends. And that's, don't overthink it type of thing. But
I was really honored that you chose us to do your first
yeah, absolutely.
facial appearance. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I appreciate that. So
I appreciate all the support and help. I mean, if ever have any questions, I ask you guys, and you guys are open and honest about, anything that you can help me with, and I definitely appreciate it.
Well, dude, at Loki, I get it, man. And when you're right and you're ready to go back to doing your content, man, then you can do great, man. We have no doubt about it. But growth happens with consistency. It's if you only make a few and then you can't for a while, it's really hard to grow. But you're gonna get there, man. It's time consuming thing, but you'll get there, brother.
I mean, if you're buying your own knives, I'm gonna say it's expensive. That's it. Unless you plan on doing like budget stuff. Then.
In blood. Just made it. When the Gracchus ship? Gracchus is still in production right now. So I said earlier in the live, and obviously I know you weren't there for it, but the Gracchus, last week I had sent out a newsletter, and it was they cut the blanks and the handles for the blade. I'm sorry, blade blanks and handle blanks are cut out, and they are moving into CNC and grinding next. So once that stuff is done, then it'll be assembly and finish. So we're looking at we're all on time right now, but we're looking at a early fall release for that. So probably late September, early October would be my best guess. I'm going to keep everybody informed. As I get the information, I will share it with everybody else. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants those things delivered here more than Chris and I. I guarantee you that. 100% Chris and I are looking forward to getting them just as much as anybody else. So we will definitely keep everybody posted. So Ramses, appreciate you hopping back in for a little while. We're going to be wrapping that up here in a minute, but always appreciate you coming in here, sharing channels and modding for us and doing all the things that you do. It's wild how some YouTube channels take off like a rocket. Buddy of mine, Everyman EDC, got 8,000 views on his second video. Incredible, lucky guy. Yeah, it's weird. The algorithm is like a timing thing too, right? Mm-hmm. I've noticed that if I drop a video, like if I drop my video at certain times, I get different results. One of the things I've noticed is that short videos, like 7 o'clock, 7:30 Eastern time, somewhere's around there, that's when I want to drop my short video. And the reason why is because people are like sitting on their couch, digesting dinner, like just flipping through, doom scrolling as the kids call it, right? And like you get a ton of views. I mean, the other day I put out a video and I hit 1,100 views in an hour and 21 minutes. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. By 2 hours, I was flat. The algorithm had given up on me.
Yeah. And, I'm looking at Loki stuff right now. If you're showing a lot of your own content too, I would go check out what Clayton does at Burning Stables, because if you can show off what you're doing, like he's a mad genius. I mean, he gets followers and engagement, very well.
Zach, I appreciate it, man. And like I said before, we're gonna have them in drops in the fall, right? So let's reevaluate at that point and see where you're at that point. If you're in a position to get one, that'd be awesome, right? I mean, we'd love for you to have one, but understand that at the same time, $300 knives are not in everybody's wheelhouse and can't always be done. And we don't take offense to that. We realize that very, very much. And if you can't, well, the good news is that, Chris and I are intending to make sure that there's going to be a couple of giveaways and stuff like that with this. It's something that we are intending to do. So you'll at least get an opportunity and an honest shot at one like everybody else if you're part of those things. So appreciate your interest though, man. That's really, really cool. How much are your blades coming out with the cost at launch? So everything that we did in pre-order goes up $30. Essentially what you were looking at was somewhere around a 10% discount for pre-order. So the DLC one is going to be $329.99. The Blurpinkle and the Stonewash handle with the belt satin blade is going to be $314.99, And then the 100% stonewash version is going to be $299.99. The Timascus kits that we had there available for add-on, those are going up as well. They were $99.99 or $100 or something like that in pre-order. They're going to be $110. So again, we're not making a ton of money. $100 is our cost. That's what it cost us to do the Timascus kits. So we were basically breaking even in our pre-orders for those. But we're, we have to make some sort of money somewhere in this ordeal. With the amount of work and the amount of risk that we put in everything else and the time that we put in, there has to be some return somewhere. We know we're not going to make a killing, but there has to be something there. It needs to make some sort of profit. So it's not an unreasonable ask. We're not making a killing here. So,
Sam and I funded the project up front.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the money that's coming back is going to immediately roll into our next few knives. So, we're not going to be able to pay ourselves back for our initial investment for, till, probably next year or the year after.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be several projects in before we find us taking anything back out of that. But we understand the length of the journey is going to be a little bit longer for us to do that. But at the end, when this starts cycling, it's going to be really, really nice to not have to worry about things like pre-orders. We're not going to have to worry about things like dipping back into our own accounts and retirement accounts or anything else, savings, whatever we're doing, how we get in that money. We're not going to have to do any of that. So it's going to be really nice to just kind of like, hey, you know what? We've made enough to fund the next project around, and now it keeps cycling through like that. And eventually it's going to be like, okay, we have enough for the next project, and we have, $2,000 left over. Hey, Chris and I get a little bit of money this time. Yay, us. We've worked for a year on something and we made $1,000. Like, that's crazy, right? But that's just the reality of this business in the beginnings. It takes a long time before you really start making significant, measurable, worthy money. Otherwise, you're making tiny bucks, honestly. So, all right, folks, listen, appreciate everybody's time tonight. It is 12:18 here in Eastern time, and It is time for bed. We all have to get up and do our thing tomorrow again. But we certainly do appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us tonight. We love you guys always, and appreciate all the support. VoltEDC, Caleb, thank you for coming, hanging out with us tonight. Really had fun having you on the channel. It's good to have real-time interaction with you like this, face-to-face type of thing. I hope you had a good time. I hope you come back and hang out with us again. It would be a pleasure to have you. And folks, one last time, if you're not subscribed to VoltEDC, make sure you get over to VoltEDC's channel. Check out his content. Sorry, I'm so tired. I'm stumbling over my words. Go over, check out his content. Make sure that you give him a sub. Okay, he's growing, and we want to see him grow. We're looking forward to seeing what he's going to look like 6 months from now, a year from now, when he's up at this level as well. And anything we can do to help him grow. We know what this community does and rallies behind people, and you guys are the best with that. So give him some love, give him a sub. Appreciate you all. Chris, take it away, boy.
Well, everybody, thanks again for joining us tonight. Sam and I really enjoy walking out life with you, and hope you have an amazing week.
Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody.
All right,
All right. Have a good one, everyone.